Hello, everyone. Welcome to the show. Good evening.
Hi, all.
Hi. We're going to be up and running in our Vaughn chat room in just a second. Hello, everyone in the Hangout. Today's topic is technology. We'll be discussing the imminent Ebola threat facing our country. We're going to be talking about what the government isn't doing and how they should be doing certain things. And it's almost bizarre that our government hasn't stopped flights from Africa. We are all very concerned about this, and we're going to have a long discussion. Many different people are going to be piping into our chat room tonight and talking about the issue. A lot of people are really afraid, and the situation has intensified. Yesterday, the CDC said that there's no chance of anyone getting in contact with this guy. Now we're finding out he was in contact with a lot more people. He was deceptive with everybody on the plane. He actually came to America because he knew he was infected. And the big question I put in the chat room, oh, so we have to reverse it. Okay, good. I'm glad we checked it. The big question I put in the chat room was, hey, are we indeed going to be able to stop this virus with technology? And will it be a solution that will last our lifetime? Or will our lifetime end because we can't find a solution? I mean, all of these questions are coming forward and people are very, very concerned. Okay, so we're checking on our feed on the Hangout, and so far it hasn't flipped, but it's coming.
Yeah, because I
just did it. I'm going to open up another chat room. If you could just put the pop-up chat there.
Yep.
Let's go ahead and there we go. I'll do it, and then I'll move it over to the other side.
Or you can move the YouTube one over to the other side.
Yeah, it still hasn't switched. Isn't that weird?
Refresh it.
Yeah.
There it is.
Oh, there it is. Okay, now it's switched. Okay, cool. Right on.
Okay,
Vaughn chat is over there. Great. Hello, Joy is in the room. Sunstar is in the room. Joy, Sunstar. Yes, I agree.
PD, what? Hi.
An American cameraman working for NBC News in Liberia has tested positive for Ebola, the network reported. Right.
Wow.
No, I do not stream to YouNow at this time. We have an account at YouNow. We have a lot of points earned up in YouNow, but we did not stream at YouNow. I'm having a problem getting access to their RTMP feed. We have to broadcast live on that show, kind of like StreamUp. We're having problems getting their RTMP feed. Okay.
Sorry.
I guess we are broadcasting. Great. Okay, Sunstar sent some information. Groundwater reform more important than water? What? 82% of Ebola patients turned away from hospitals to die at home, spreading infection to family members. Jerk of fan, that's one of the reasons why it spread so rapidly. Yeah. Well, even if we were to provide hospitals, instantly build them magically by snapping our fingers, it's not going to save more than 30%. The kill rate is 70%, folks. And this is a national emergency. Obama should have closed the borders or any shipment of humans out of Africa into the U.S. He should have done that 2 months ago when I suggested we do that. He didn't do it. It's popping up in London now, too. This is a good one to JustCast. I'm a VIP on there.
JustCast.
So you need help, just ask.
I can broadcast on JustCast. I might broadcast.
We are on JustCast right now.
The problem is I never open the chat over at JustCast.
Yeah.
And the reason I don't open the chat over at JustCast is because I know other people can stream on my show, and I can't seem to ban their video feed.
It'll kill soap and water. Yeah, it'll infect soap and water. The thing is, I'm getting 70% kill rate. It may be the immune system of the Africans that were faced with that death rate led to their death. Somewhat compromised, living among feces. But now that our country's allowing people to come into our country from Liberia, which is insane, absolutely insane, we need to move toward impeachment of this president as a first order of business. And if you're in touch with any Democrats in your household, you should get them on board with impeaching this guy. We need to get somebody else to make decisions in this country. He cannot make credible decisions. I don't care if it's Biden. I'll take whoever. Just remove Barack Obama from the presidency ASAP. It's just not working out. JP Morgan Chase has announced that more than 76 million households were compromised. Whoa, this is another shocker. Remember Home Depot last week? JP Morgan says that 76 million households were compromised in a cyber attack. Yeah. Wow. Okay, let's take a look at that. I'll bring it into the room. This is pretty crazy from the New York Times. Take a look at this article. Yeah. 1/4 of America, nice. A fourth of America will die, will live. Whatever. The whole thing is insane. A cyber attack this summer on JP Morgan Chase compromised more than 76 million household accounts and 7 million small business accounts, making it among the largest corporate hacks ever discovered. I'm beginning to wonder if JP Morgan just let it happen. I mean, this company's been embroiled in all kinds of controversy for a long time. The latest revelations, which disclosed in a regulatory filing on Thursday, vastly dwarf earlier estimates that hackers had gained access to roughly 1 million customer accounts, but 76 million customer accounts. The new details about the extent of the cyber attack, which began in June, was not discovered until July, sent JP Morgan scrambling for the second time in just 3 months to contain the fallout. Okay, we're not sure if their accounts are being cannibalized. We're not sure what's going on. Hackers were able to burrow deep into JP Morgan's computer systems, accessing the accounts of more than 90 servers, a breach that underscores just how vulnerable the global financial system is to cybercrime. Unlike most retailers, JP Morgan has far more sensitive financial information about customers. Investors and law enforcement remain puzzled by the attack at the bank. No evidence that attackers looted any customer money from accounts. So a lot of these times they just sit on the event. Okay, officials investigate possible Ebola cases in Hawaii and in Utah. We'll bring that into the show. It's just in.
The patient has been isolated out of the disease, and the physician calls in abundance of caution that it isn't known for sure if the patient has the deadly disease.
Whether or not this individual has had Ebola, we took all the due precautions necessary to make sure that if this was, that no cases have been missing.
In a statement, the Queen's Medical Center says the patient's history and clinical presentations, and the patient may be diagnosed with a number of other conditions. And visits.
You're going to get a lot of people from a lot of other things that aren't Ebola. A lot of malaria in that part of the world, there's typhoid, there's all sorts of other illnesses. That being said, it's being done this way to be careful.
Symptoms of Ebola include
So basically, there's
Hang on.
headache and would appear up to 21 days after exposure. The virus is spread by direct contact with blood or other body fluids or exposure.
Let's try this again. Hang on.
Done this way to be careful.
Symptoms of Ebola include sudden fever, fatigue, and headache, and would appear up to 21 days after exposure. The virus is spread by direct contact with blood or other body fluids or exposure to contaminated objects like needles. The department says it is still...
Okay, yeah, we're going to have to take precautions all over the place. The whole country is under siege right now. Ebola is real. Dakini is saying the freed slaves of Liberia will have their revenge. That's some pretty morbid humor. So, Dave, enough nonsense. Is Ebola out of control? I know, Utah, Dave. We're looking at Obama's absolutely incompetent maneuvers, not limiting flights from Africa. That's got to be the highest on the list of stupid things he's done this week. It's becoming an unbelievable pandemic. Nothing this country's ever seen is so deadly. And the American people are reeling with questions. Why didn't the government stop this guy from coming into the country? Why is Obama still allowing flights from Africa into the United States? Okay, Utah Dave says the CDC took this info down. Being within 1 meter of an EVD patient or within the patient's room or care area for a prolonged period of time while not wearing recommended personal protective equipment, i.e. standard droplet, other contact precautions need to be taken.
Well, that individual did not come directly from Liberia, by the way. They came through Brussels.
Yeah, they did. And they went through Brussels. So Brussels,
Dallas.
Thank you, love the tie. Brussels is contaminated now with some Ebola spreading in that area. We know that it's popping up in London now. Was down in Los Angeles, somebody vomited on the streets. Is that correct? And people were there with no hazmat suits, spraying it with a power sprayer off the street into the, I mean, droplets in the air, the whole thing with a power sprayer. No hazmat suit. They go in there and they're spraying it. You're supposed to contain it, not spray it. Well, this is Thursday, and we're dealing with technology, but we're going to be talking about what we can do in our home to prevent cross-contamination. Now, Sarah works, fairly often as a teacher, and she's going to be in contact with a lot more people than me. So I'm actually making precautions to have a separate living environment, believe it or not. And Sarah may not even be in our show because she's taking more risks than I am. You're not to make any contact with people, seriously, who are exposed to other people. Sarah's obviously a public servant, and so she wants to work in this area and help people. But yeah, I'm taking serious. This is DEFCON 5 for me. Not yet, until it hits Seattle, but you know it's coming to Seattle. Well, fairly often, yeah. Well, what's the point of going into the details? The point is Sarah's going to probably take a separate living environment with a separate refrigerator and a separate bathroom in the same house. I want her to be comfortable and I want her to, have everything she needs, but at the same time, well, I'm at DEFCON 5 because I'm not at DEFCON 1 Meow TV. DEFCON 1 is when I'm literally battling the zombies at the door. DEFCON 5 is the first layer of protection. Okay. DEFCON 10 would be don't bother him with the details. I'm preparing to get in the space bubble, yes. Mofo, I don't believe that the rights of Ebola viruses are in question here. The people that are infected are bioweapons. This is happening because they want you to take the vaccine, and pregnant women and children get it first because it makes a woman sterile. Jerkafan says that this is part of the plan by the elitists, the global world elitists, to kill off the population. Now, we had a person in our room last night, he called himself undisclosed reporter, and he was making some statements that were right out of Alex Jones' show. And I confronted him and I said, it sounds to me like you're one of the elitists and you're pushing the story that some scientist said that we should kill off 90% of the planet. And the guy got really weird and defensive, and then he started saying, yeah, I am part of he said he was part of the Illuminati, and he was looking to bring people into their plan to take over and destroy 90% of the population. I mean, what? Now, I can't tell if the guy was a troll or a real person, but the fact that Alex Jones is professing the story that a professor is encouraging this idea of killing off 90%, it is Agenda 21. And if he is a shill, Alex Jones is a shill, they're distributing this information in our room. They have one of their minions come into our room and drop it into our... We are fully aware of their evil plot. And if this is the attempt to spread Ebola willy-nilly in our country, Obama has done nothing to stop flights from Africa into the U.S. And I heard Ebola virus has a patent, Jerkafan said, yeah. Four close to the U.S. Ebola patient quarantined in the Dallas apartment area. You know what's really weird? The CDC is saying there's no chance of it spreading past this one person in Dallas. And already reports of it popping up in London, Los Angeles, Utah. I mean, yeah. Boy, the CDC gets paid to lie and to not freak us out. That was Rusty Ray, Mad Dog? Really? I don't think undisclosed reporter, it might have been him. You might be right. He might have been hanging out, trolling. Good point. Yeah, they're going to be there for a long time. This Ebola thing isn't going to go away. And why would we send 3,000 soldiers into harm's way? You tell me. You knew a guy named Willy Nilly? Good for you.
All right, I'm going to take a little break.
Okay, thank you.
Do you have your coffee?
No, I'll get, just hand me the cup. I'll finish what's in it. I'm good. All right. Had a gaming show today that was stressful. Yeah. Because all we talked about was Ebola. You work at the VA? Yeah, that's not exactly the safest place to be, at the hospital. I don't have AIDS, Sniper. You know that. Okay, more than 80 people were in contact with the Ebola patient, according to Smelly Bear, including 12 to 18 people in direct contact, said spokesman for Dallas County Department of Health and Human Services, Erica Neros. Why does that name sound terribly dark? Nero? Erica Neros. I'm thinking of Pompeii. Later in the day, Texas officials revised the number of contacts up to 100 people. Why don't we just make it 1,000 people? In fact, let's revise the contacts up to 50,000 people. I mean, this is going to just balloon out. You know that. Well, you can always join my gaming cast. I send a Twitter out every day at third party. You can catch the Twitter link. It's on Twitch, yeah. It's an endemic. No, it's a pandemic. It's an epidemic. Yeah, that's right. It's scary stuff, I know, Dad Dog, and I'm concerned about everybody. We had a visitor in our chat room tonight, DJ Stingy, who's a disc jockey. And he said he was on one of the United Airline flights that crossed paths with the one that was dropping in the air. You know, vaporization is always something I've always been intrigued by, Pickle Fantasy. Yeah, I'll probably introduce a vaporizer on my October 31st show, along with my Tyvek suit. Yeah, it's really Ebola patients' waste remaining, Texas. Ebola patients' waste not cleared from apartment 2 days after diagnosis. Wow, here's another really good story from The Guardian. I'll bring it into the show. We have the most incompetent group of idiots running our country, folks. This is the most serious thing. And we've had an opportunity for the past 6 years to stop these two-party idiots from gaining and controlling our country's destiny. And apparently the American people haven't been able to do anything. Linux Gamer says it'll be airborne soon. Look at this. U.S. Ebola patients' waste not cleared from the apartment 2 days after diagnosis. Health officials admit they were unable to find waste management companies willing to accept soiled towels and sheets. Oh, man. Apparently the guy knew he was sick. It could wipe the whole population out, except for me, because I'll be hiding in my bubble. Yes. After contact, wash your hands, of course. Scrub yourself down. Do everything you can out of the cupboard to take anything like airborne, those things that bolster your immune system. Believe me, I'm not giving you medical advice. This is just common sense stuff. Ebola colloidal silver treatment. Somebody just posted a link to the Natural News. Follow that link, folks. It's an interesting idea about silver colloidal. There's also people that are using cinnamon in their diet. Okay, this is the government seized colloidal silver being used to treat Ebola patients, says an advocate. Wow. See, it's more and more obvious the government's literally trying to promote the spread of this deadly disease by not stopping air traffic from Africa. That's the first telltale sign. Well, yeah, I'm creating a little bubble here, DEFCON 5. Meow TV said I should be in DEFCON 1 right now, but the airport in Dallas is on a lockdown. Well, that's great. Well, I've had a plan for some time for end of days. I'm implementing DEFCON 5, and when we reach DEFCON 1, I will be living in a Tyvek suit with an air mask on. Or I'll be dead, one or the other. Well, you know, colloidal silver has serious, a lot of people have gotten involved in it. It can definitely eliminate bacteria and viruses. You know, they use it in those water filters. They use granulated carbon filters with silver impregnation. This shows how your government is so incompetent. It shows a man with no protection hosing down vomit from an Ebola victim in the sewer. Yeah, this is the one that came in. We heard about this. Let me take a look at this picture.
Sanjay,
It's a video.
look at this video. I'm going to show our viewers. It's a man with absolutely no protective clothing, housing down the sidewalk right outside the apartment where the Liberian man is said to have vomited on his way to the hospital. Is this safe to just hose it down into the gutter the way they're doing it over there?
Well, that doesn't. Well, there's two concerns really. One is to the individual, the man who's actually doing the hosing down without any protective gear. What you'll read from the guidelines from the CDC is that anytime you're dealing with contaminated bodily fluids, which is what this is in this case, it sounds like, you should have somebody who's trained to do this. They should probably be wearing droplet protection so that none of the virus would actually spray back onto their bodies. And it doesn't look like that's the case here. So I don't know how much risk he's at, but that's not the way it should be.
Okay, they're literally atomizing it in the air with a power sprayer. 1 month to stop Ebola before it's totally out of control. This is a global aid NGO saying this. Wow. So this is blowing into a worldwide pandemic. And we've been saying it was definitely serious 2-3 months ago, saying we needed to cut down all air travel from Africa and certainly start looking at other options. I even talked about carpet bombing Liberia, and people in the room were like, David, you're a monster. Actually, I wanted to prevent the rapid spread of this terrible, deadly disease. This is catastrophic. Thank you for sending me links in. Believe me, I weighted heavily when I said carpet bomb Liberia, but I was not kidding. It turns out an air fuel bomb would be used more appropriately. But I don't want innocent people to die. You should all have some kind of emergency supplies put away. Now, we've been talking about doing that for everybody in the room. Get a bug out bag in your car with necessary supplies if you are stranded for some reason. This will cause panic, folks, and there's going to be a lot of services cut down as a result of this panic. Is it true that if you have a hairier body, it protects you from spit? I don't trust that idea either. There's no cure, people. They're saying the survival rate is 30%. I'm here to get you nervous, and Nancy's helping. She's my nervous helper. She'll be giving me all the tips that she has. More nervous. David, it makes sense, but how can you justify that socially and politically on a global level? I can't justify carpet bombing Liberia. At this point, forget the carpet bombing idea. It's going to be a non-issue rather quickly. Obama has already let the cat out of the bag, so to speak. Beyond a serious issue, this is life-threatening to all of us. I would recommend all of you start figuring out a life that does not involve going to the market or working. Well, it can be stopped by people not making contact and the dead being carted away with CDC-type hazmat suits. We're not going to carpet bomb anything at this point, mofo. It's already beyond that. You know, there was a couple days there, a window of opportunity where we could have contained this. 2 months ago, when I said we need to limit flights from Africa, I was ahead of this problem. Now, because Obama is not a logical person, because he doesn't have an intelligent mind, and I've been saying this for 6 years now, warning the American people of this incompetent president of ours, he can't make decisions that'll help our nation. I've seen this incredible problem play out over and over again in almost every way, and the more I talk about it, the more people kind of were going, oh yeah, well, you know, give him some time, he'll improve. Hydroglow says, too bad, Dave, I work at hospitals full time. I know. And your job is all about your survival. Without your money, you're not going to survive. You took your blows and did it your way? Yeah. Thank you. Not the words of one who kneels. Okay, you're writing poetry now, DT Laura. That's nice. What's their background? Yeah, well, it's very important for people to understand that the more people they see and contact and touch, the more likelihood they're going to get the disease. So everybody, hands off, okay? No shaking of hands. No getting near people. Stay 3 feet away. You know, in America, it seems like 18 inches is a good distance. But I'm asking all Americans now to stay 3 feet away from everybody. No touchy-touchy. Yeah, the breaking news about the data breach of 76 million people is on the top of our list. There's so much to talk about here. We passed that story up. That's down the road here. Here it is, JP Morgan. Yeah, data breach, 76 million households in July. June, it happened in July. They thought it was 1 million. Now they know it's 76 million households affected. It was done by the Chinese, the Russians, one or the other for sure, according to what. Yeah, you should stay away from your girlfriend 3 feet. Yeah, seriously. Hey, I'm seriously going to be sleeping in another room. Sarah and I are putting separate bed areas. Being she's, teaching part-time, she has a lot of activity with kids and exposure. And I told her, once it reaches Seattle, we're going to go into that next step, which is separate rooms and separate kitchen areas. I have 2 separate parts of my house. One is a kitchenette on one side with room for 2 people and 2 separate rooms. And the other side is a master bedroom with a bathroom. I'm going to take the master bedroom and the bathroom. Seriously, really, I am, Geico Lizard. Yeah, I'm not kidding. Well, your wife wouldn't allow that then, but both of you should stay together and not go out and not go to work. We need to sit down and we need to shut this entire operation down for a while. Well, I'm getting nervous by the idea that everybody's going to be out touching people and coming home, and I don't want to be around those people. I'm prepared for a long-term lockdown situation. And yes, Timmy Tinkles, 1 month at the conference on Ebola, they said we have 1 month before it's totally out of control. I know. If I could take over for Obama right now, I would. The only thing that would make that happen is if somehow we got him impeached and Joe Biden chose me as his vice president. That's the only way we could move in this direction. But beyond that, I'm afraid you're going to have to go through the election process 2016. And even then, it's doubtful the American people are going to be waking up to a third party. They've been so neutralized and tranquilized. This appears to be a false flag. Hi, Boink. And people say, what is a false flag? Well, when the government doesn't know how to handle something like a collapsing economy, endless credit card debt, massive amount of printing of money, and still no growth, no real growth, they'll implement plans that will jeopardize the nation to cover up their massive Ponzi scheme, money laundering that's gone on in this country. I've been saying it for 6 years, talking about it, and it's been going on. They've been padding our economy, making it seem like everything's fine. And that has a quit time, an end date. First case of Ebola diagnosed in U.S. CDC confirms infected patient traveling from Liberia is now in isolation. That's nice. For the CDC to tell me everything's fine and no one will get contaminated, that's already proving not to be true. Already we're seeing Ebola pop up in various cities in the country. I think people might get frightened to go to the polls and the turnout could be massive. Well, if Obama declares martial law, there won't be an election. David, do you think the Ebola virus will spread worldwide? Yes, I do. I believe it's being mismanaged terribly by every element of the government, our government, other governments. They're not taking enough decisive action right now. And I even talked about carpet bombing Liberia. I wasn't kidding. And people were saying, David, you'd be a murderer. What a monster you are. No, I was actually thinking of the long-term survival of the human race. The Zimbabwe News Online. Oh, that's what I want to watch. Thanks for sending me the Zimbabwe News Online. An elderly woman who was found undressed near a house in the morning is suspected foiled witchcraft expedition stunner. Oh, good stories like that. Why don't we focus 1 month to stop Ebola before it's totally out of control, right? We got that link. I'm for using anything we can to eliminate the spread of this disease. Maybe chlorine. Maybe we could aerial spray chlorine all over the villages. People would survive, but we'd end up, disinfecting the place. It wouldn't kill everybody. Rick Perry was saying at the press conference how perfectly the hospital and state were handling this case. Meanwhile, they sent the guy home with fever symptoms after he admitted he was in Liberia. Capital gain, yeah. Rick Perry is a mouthpiece for the Illuminati. I don't trust a thing he's saying at this point. He's like being put up there to run for some big office because he thinks he's in charge or something. Cyanide would help. Yeah, thanks, mofo. Well, I'll use whatever I didn't say chemical weapons core. I said chlorine. I did say carpet bomb, though. Yeah, I do think it was manufactured, Wild Debbie. I'm beginning to believe this whole thing is orchestrated by the global elitists who want to kill off the population. My worst fears are that they really are completely in control of the world and now want to start eliminating people that might use resources on the planet while they live in absolute luxury in their underground bunkers. I don't know, but it's beginning to look more and more like that. I wouldn't even think that if Barack Obama had implemented 2 months ago a lockdown on all traffic, air traffic from Africa into America. But because he doesn't do anything and everyone says, oh, everything is going to be fine, they're going to push a vaccine which will probably have the virus in it, which will probably latently kill us or make us sterile. That's what I'm thinking. I think you should start staying indoors right now, kitty cat. Yeah. Make minimum contact. Spend more time gaming. That's right, Hill. I said my directive would be to protect the American people, so I would have said, let's carpet bomb Liberia. Everyone, all the liberals in the room were like, I can't believe you said that. I'm not nutty. I'm trying to be realistic here. We've got a serious spread of a very dangerous disease. We need to eradicate it, its source, and become tight, and make sure that no flights go out of any of the African countries at this point. Well, I don't know that, Scott. You know, it could be a bioweapon engineered in a lab that was made to go virulent. This is something that is considered a weaponized version of Ebola. It's a new strain, folks. So we know that a new strain implies protein synthesized by some of the synthetic means that we have. All right, let's get out of the Zimbabwe News Online and get back to officials investigate possible Ebola cases in Hawaii and Utah. Where did it come from originally? Unstoppable. It came from, it occurred originally, I think, in the 50s, Ebola. But it's changed. As it morphed into something new in the furtive ground of feces in Liberia, where one city, Monrovia, is literally covered with feces. Carpet bombing will save lives, Ronnie. That was why I said it. I'm trying to help you. Will I play Thinning Out the Herd by Ebola Mola? No, Manny. I think that's your group. You haven't even developed it yet. I did download some weird music. Yeah, I found a loop library. Yeah, man. So you want to come to America, and you are from an African country. Well, guess what, everybody? It is a free ride. Say you have Ebola. Fly to Dallas, get health care. Welcome to Obama's Ebola nightmare, where he ends up risking the entire nation. Okay. A little backbeat. Thanks for the... Georgia Guidestones get a 2014 update, literally. Whoa, this is kind of weird. You guys who follow our conspiracy show are pretty interested in this. Jerk-a-fan just brought us in. Georgia Guidestones get a 2014. Maintain humanity under 500 million in perpetual balance with nature. This has just been an update. Thanks, Georgia Guidestone updaters. Scott's Brave has experimental Ebola tests predicts will hit 1.4 million. Will hit 21,000 in 6 weeks. Well, I heard 1.4 million the World Health Organization predicts it could get to by the end of December. Oh man, I'm worried for all of us here. I'm not leaving my house. No. Is that a laughable thing? I'm staying inside. And I'm setting up a separate part of the house for people that do want to come and go. Now there's a patent on Ebola. Yeah. Manny said Manny, give Blue Medic the link. That'll help you. Hitler would have bombed Africa long ago, but after weak attempt to complain about me as some sort of a Hitler kind of guy? I don't think so. It's not about me. Who knows? I might just, you know, end up having, I'll be out in my swim spa with my protection all around and an Ebola virus will spray over the fence and drop in my mouth. Who knows? Somebody will drop their Ebola underwear in their muffler or something. It'll fly into my face. Nobody's safe. 1976, so it's a fairly new mutated virus. Thanks for checking into that, Hydroglow. I thought it was 1956. Thanks. Abe Lincoln created Ebola in 1864. I'm not Hitler. I would never even imagine having to kill people based on their ethnicity. It's sick. I have them right here, folks. How many do you need? I've got 500. How many do you guys need? This might help. You need 10 per household? What do you think you're going to need? You need 500 yourself. This is not the diaper segment. No, you need one? Well, I can, for a minimum donation of $10 to America's Third Party, I will send you 5. Hermetically sealed in a Ziploc, heavy-duty Ziploc baggie. Any donations over $10 will get 5 of these air masks. These are, by the way, the Abso Blue air masks used in hospitals around the world. They are the mask of choice for doctors. Yes, they are legal. Okay, but you could get some of these possibly online, but yeah, I probably should start selling these online. Oh, I agree, Hydroglow. Those are not, I'm going to say next to worthless. A good one costs at least $100. I agree with you. If you really want to be protected, but this prevents spray patterns from getting near you, you know. Anatar, I'm not responding to any of your questions tonight. You can wear them at work. The creepy people will keep you away. I do have a YouTube channel, Unstoppable. It's youtube.com/America's Third Party. And we're uploading to that right now. If you want to catch our show anytime, we are uploading a show at the Google Hangout right now, which goes on record at our YouTube place. I know many of you are overly concerned for a good reason. I'm telling all of you to do everything you can to minimize contact. I will open up guest chat now. I had guest off. Let's make guest chat available. No, nobody's going to get near anybody here. That's the thing. Scott's Brave says something is on eBay. You got some masks on eBay. Here, yeah, the new deluxe DuPont extra large mask that he just sent you. This is the Tyvek suit with the air mask. This is something you can pick up right now, folks, or at least get in on the bidding. No, it's a buy it now option. And he's got 13 wires. I would think somebody would be buying it right now. I'm doing okay. Thanks, 719. A second blood moon coming up October 8th. Oh, that'll help the virus spread. I don't think we need to talk about KY or poopy tonight, especially considering Ebola is high on the list of things we are disgusted. Jail Jesus says, you disgust me. Supplanto says, bring it. You can kick Ebola. You're one of those tough guys that thinks you can handle anything. Well, you know, even a little virus can take down a really heavily fortified person with lots of muscle. It's uncharted territory. Yeah, it could be a dangerous affair. It could be the end of human beings as we know it. It could be a biblical sign. You know, the blackface video may be postponed in lieu of a major disaster like Ebola. I am thinking of doing the blackface video in my Tyvek suit, my NBC nuclear biological chemical suit that we carry with us. So if I'm wearing blackface, you won't know because I'll be breathing through a breather with a small microphone. She won't get near the masks. I'm keeping them separate for now. Well, right now the masks are, that reminds me I should get them out of her car. I'll do that. I don't think the government's going to collapse unstoppable because we have a multi-tiered government. At the very base of our nation's government is the U.S. Army and their martial law protocols. I will be hanging garlic around my neck tonight. I eat garlic now, you know. I recommend you chew on a clove of garlic, every one of you. Dave, what MOP level do you consider us to be in at the moment? According to Mad Dog, the 5 levels of MOP are, yeah. I'm not an expert. I'm not going to give you the Army's protocol at this point, but thanks for bringing that in. So you can order, here's the Army study guide, MOP level 0, CB threat, pre-attack, mask, gloves, footwear, gloves. I'm at probably MOP, yeah. We're probably at a MOP 1 situation, pre-attack. You eat raw ginger too? Yeah, I understand cinnamon's good, ginger, garlic. Yeah, you can't really depend on the American government because they will be underground at that point. You ward away your ex-mother-in-law, Goliath? That's pretty funny. Well, it's like a disaster movie, but it's real, kitty cat. Normally we watch TV and go, oh yeah, I'm glad I'm not in that plot line because I don't want to be in danger. But now the American people are in danger. No, I don't bring Sarah down at all, and I don't treat her like crap either. I treat Sarah with absolute respect. I've never, ever degraded her or treated her improperly. Yeah, we'd be talking about the robot and the blimp and the, yeah, modern vibrators, but we don't want to talk about that. I am in a secret, undisclosed location. Well, you've heard me get angry on the show, but I get angry to anybody, not just Sarah. It would be anybody. Obama is the worst president on earth. He is making decisions that are completely mindless and incompetent. I've always been good to Sarah. I'm not trying to scare anybody here. I'm trying to tell all of you, do not shake hands with anybody. Fear by some virologists say that Ebola may never be contained. I bet they put Ebola in the U.S., Unstoppable says. Yeah, it looks more and more like Barack Obama is a shadow government for global elitists, that he's been selected as our president. The whole election process was rigged from the get-go, right down to his birth certificate. I didn't make a fortune. I made many fortunes, and I have them stored away. I don't draw out of them, and I don't earn interest on my fortunes. I was not a naval officer. I've never served in the U.S. military, but my father served 3 tours of duty and won World War II. Not single-handedly, but he was one of the guys that came home a winner. I am ready. The U.S. is ready right now. It's called chikungunya, really? Yeah, it'd be a good idea to wear gloves and do whatever you can. It's common sense point at this point. No, I'm not a scary pussy, and I'm not going to hide my mom's mobile home and play video games. I'm gonna help direct all of you to a better place where you can save your life and realize a more sustainable life for the future. I don't talk about my non-military experience. My clearance level doesn't give me the ability to talk about my non-military experience. Well, we're not going to carpet bomb anything at this point, Amish man. It's beyond that. I did not say the bad S word. No, I've said it only twice on the show, and I've never said the F word. I said the S word twice when I said I don't give a shit. I can't talk about my years in the non-military service that I didn't serve. No, I can't discuss my time in the non-military, non-service that I never. Dave, be honest. Are you an operative like Max Kaiser? No, Supplanto. I'm not in any way affiliated with the government. I I've no alliances with secret societies. I'm just an American. I'll try to help all of you guys through the last days of America as we knew it. It's the dawning of a new age, everybody. It's the age of Aquarius. Hello, are you on?
Hi, Dave. First time calling in.
Okay, what's going on? What are you worried about?
I'm in New Mexico, and I'm wondering how can I help get you on the.
Okay, start taking precautions, everybody. Well, in the answer to that question would be at America's Third Party. We have a utility, election access utility. So when you go to America's Third Party, the website, this thing pops up. And as you scroll down the screen, you'll see us playing, actually. Oh, thank you. Sarah, maybe you could help this gentleman. He's online from New Mexico. He wants to know how he can get me on the ballot. And I'm going to give the show over to you. I'm going to have a little bite to eat. Thank you for making dinner.
Okay. I will help as much as I can.
Okay, we're at the site, and I was going to show everybody on the right side of the, as you expand it out, on the right side of the screen, you scroll down, you'll see the states. And as I scroll down here, New Mexico is down here alphabetically, and click on New Mexico. And every state is different, and Sarah put together this amazing ballot access information for everybody. And this is...
Now, Sarah, if I'm able to get you on the ballot, will I be able to squeeze you?
Yeah, that would be great. Okay, thanks for trying to get me on the ballot, and
Yes,
thanks for taking it seriously.
You would be able to be an elector. That comes with one perk, which is after the general election, if David wins the general election, then you would be able to vote in the Electoral College. And then I think you would be able to be called your honorable for the next 4 years.
Yeah, give it a
If
shot.
David won the general election and you voted in the Electoral College. David is eating a BLT that I created.
Good. I love it.
I used organic mayonnaise. I cracked into that, and then
Good.
I used bacon and lettuce.
Hey there, Most Shady.
I used the last
The
tomato.
bacon's great, thank you, and the last tomato's awesome. I don't mind eating on camera. I'm a real person. It's not unprofessional.
David said that would come out in October 31st.
Yeah, I'm going to do it October 31st. That's if I'm not in a Tyvek suit, hazmat suit. Then I won't be able to do the video because I'll be in the suit.
Well, David might have had lunch today, which was like this goulash dish, which was really good.
Mm-hmm.
With chicken and sausage.
Mm-hmm.
So David often cooks for me. More often than not, David does the cooking.
This is really good, Sarah. Thank you so much. Wow. I feel very blessed.
37 minutes.
I'm thinking Ebola face would be better. I agree, mofo. I'll be doing Ebola face for the coming October 31st event.
Call phone. To accept, press 1.
You need to mute us in the background before you call in. Thank you. Because you should be able to hear us once you're on the air with us through the phone.
Right, broke Ebola.
Yes.
Your ancestors were almost slaves, and you saying chicken goulash doesn't exist? I mix it with regular sausages.
Sausage and
Made
chicken.
from
It's really
Ebola
good.
sausages. Yeah,
What?
I'm kidding. You love Obama still after all the mistakes? He's still allowing flights in from Africa. What's with that?
There have been no reports of Ebola in your country in Western Europe. Well, you could still start wearing gloves and staying indoors just to be safe, but maybe not until there's an actual report of the virus within 100 miles of you. Do I think gloves could eradicate Ebola? I think they're one step in the process, but if you pick up a bloody thing with a glove and then with that gloved hand wipe your nose while you're wearing the glove, then no, it's not going to help stop the spread of Ebola. I think washing your hands with soap and water will help.
Well, I know this guy who came in from Liberia was definitely infected with Ebola. And then he tried to go to the hospital and they sent him home to infect more people. Yeah. Now, he's back out there being treated in Dallas, and Ebola's popping up all over in the country. And Obama hasn't shut down flights from Africa.
That story you told me about the vomit, some people said it happened in Texas from that gentleman, not.
Oh, the vomit was from the Texas vomit incident? Yes. It wasn't Los Angeles? Okay, I stand corrected.
I had heard about a Texas vomit incident. I never heard about one.
Well, this has all been planned, Sarah. The global elitists want to kill off 90% of the population. They came into our show last night and dropped a link to Prison Planet telling us the whole plan. The CBC reporter will be soon heading toward quarantine.
Yes, educating people is never a bad thing.
Sniper One, you know, you're not here to support us, but I'm allowing you to come into the room. Many of you are coming into the room without real understanding of what this is all about. Don't take America's third party lightly. Make sure that all of this is something that soaks in for a while and you realize that maybe we need a third party, especially in 2016. Just think about it, because the two parties have not accomplished anything in terms of more traction in our economy. We continue to see them encourage wars around the world, like a war with Syria. We don't want any of that. Hello, Mr. Booktooth, Mr. President. We need a third party, yeah. You may not like me, and I may not be the third party guy for you. I understand people may find me caustic and abusive and terribly hard to listen to. But I'm really a nice guy. And I'm not a bad person. And some people would like to call me a monster because I suggested we carpet bomb Liberia. I just don't want this to spread and hurt the American people. I was thinking of the American people. I wasn't trying to commit genocide by saying that. I have never hurt anybody. An elitist is a person who has more money than they know what to do with, and they have more power than you could even imagine. And they want to use that power to eliminate the population. This is what many people are calling a false flag. The simple fact that Obama hasn't stopped air traffic from Africa shows me that he's in on some really, really insane, incompetent series of events. Thank you.
Well, at the very least, I do encourage everyone to stock up on food. A 21-day supply in case you need to quarantine yourself or your family. At least 21 days.
My stock just rose 5 points according to Vorpalbite. Carpet bomb Liberia and protect the American people. Thank you, Vorpalbite. Some people in here understand what I'm talking about. No, I'm mentally gifted, actually. I have a genius IQ. Well, the Americans are special because we don't live in feces. And I love this country and I love the people in it. I don't like illegals coming in here from Liberia. What more do you have to even attest to? I mean, the President Obama has literally done everything wrong as president. Yeah, we all have genius IQs, sensitized. You're gonna need more ammo. Why? You'll have Ebola patients knocking on your door. They won't be very strong. You need to learn how to lock your doors. You know, one of the things I recommend everybody get, I urge everybody to get a, yeah, that's kind of a bad one too.
I just tried that. Thanks.
Get rubber gloves. For a minimum donation of $10, I'll send you 5 of these masks. Go out and get a really good air mask. Not just these masks, but a better one. In fact, I'm going to throw this out. It's got dust on it. The ones that I would send you would be hermetically sealed, and no one would ever access them. Yeah. I have been working diligently for the past 6 years, every night, without a fail, except for Sunday because I take a rest on Sunday, to create a third party. And these people have the audacity to say I'm a spineless, lazy, worthless person. Don't even go there. You know, you won't need my autograph. You just need to survive.
Well, the only way you could afford food, if you can barely afford food weekly, unless you're starving, can you skip a meal? Or maybe make some more affordable meals? Heavy on the potatoes, heavy on the rice, heavy on the pasta. You could try those.
All right, I'll be back.
Okay. So those are some things you could do. What's all this? Okay, yes, JP Morgan Chase said more than 76 million households were compromised. Zimbabwe news. Why do I have Zimbabwe news open? For $16 more, you can get that gas mask. Okay, it's a costume though. Ebola, the never expanding circle of friends. Today it's 80 people. Tomorrow it's 2,000. That would be a good way to teach kids about STDs. Talk about Ebola. That's a pretty. I see what David's looking at some hazmat suits. $100 for 2 of them. Texas is monitoring 100 people in the Ebola scare. Well, we'll see what happens with that supplanto. Yes, but here you are, 685. Here you are. Okay. They ruled out the possibility that someone in Hawaii had Ebola. They did not. And after investigation, it was determined the individual did not meet the clinical or travel exposure criteria for an Ebola infection. Okay. Do I get along? Oh. Really? Another? Oh, yes. The New York NBC cameraman is going to be flown into the U.S. to be treated for Ebola. It's like they treat them here. It's pretty crazy. Global Aid NGO says we have 1 month to stop Ebola before it's totally out of control. Winter 2014 to be catastrophic before it's news. Toronto hospital testing patient for a possible case of Ebola. People quarantined in U.S. Ebola case. Government sees colloidal silver being used to treat Ebola patients. The U.S. Ebola patient's waste was not cleared from apartment after 2 days of diagnosis. Ebola is being sensationalized. Are you like coughing like you have Ebola, horrible bite? Ebola can't happen here. We can get you out of there. And to go where? Oh, wait. Sorry. We can send a rescue group. Why bother? I'm not battered. I love my life.
So some of the links are really alarming. The government's stopping colloidal silver distributors from getting product to the market. The National News link talked about that. There's a lot of problems occurring. The government's actually interrupting the flow of people trying to save themselves from this deadly virus. Yeah, Sarah is looking forward to her own bedroom, actually. Thanks, Guest 255. Appreciate it. Thanks for the support.
I think that's right. I mean, as long as it's in a warm house, that's okay.
Yeah, it's a warm house, nice bathroom, shower facilities, access, internet access, full. You won't be looking for anything extra. That's for sure. I'm going to segregate the house. One side will be quarantined.
But I don't know how
other...
that's possible because there's a possibility you could separate it, but then what about your swimming and?
Yeah, well, I just don't touch things. I'm going with a mask on to the swim spa, and I won't be touching the kitchenette.
Okay.
Be separate, and the bathroom be separate, off limits.
Okay.
Yeah, the Illuminati is planning a huge Ebola spread. It's like a Ebola buffet. Yeah, courtesy of the Illuminati. They're culling the flock, so to speak. Guest 868. Yeah, there have been a lot of cases of Ebola spreading to white men. One of the medical workers that came back and Obama brought him into the CDC at Atlanta, Georgia, was a white doctor who got it treating Ebola patients in Liberia.
Oh, there you go. 4017 says, Sarah should get the master bedroom, right? No, I'm just kidding.
That's not a bad idea. I'd be willing to make the switch if you want. But I have to do the show in here.
I know.
And I do more of the show.
Yeah.
My ethics are not wrong, Sniper One. I have solid ethics. This is all biblical. No, there's no symptom here of Ebola yet. It supposedly starts with flu-like symptoms and a headache. Is that right? I'm very concerned. Does anybody know the scent of Ebola? What does it smell like?
We're not legally married.
We're not legally
But
married,
we're
no.
definitely together.
Vorpal Bite, I've always known you to be a little bit hysterical and presumptive. Ebola's going to kill us all. Well, I'll be doing the show from here, and that's why Sarah may not be in the show in the coming months, because I'll be doing most of the show in the master bedroom here. Sarah looks like your twin sister.
I guess that's good for David.
My twin sister? I don't look a bit like Sarah. Okay, sorry, 3 feet. No touchy.
What?
I said people should be 3 feet away. That's what the CDC is recommending.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah. No touchy. Well, let's be clear.
Okay.
Yeah, I think our nation is at risk right now, big time, especially considering how absolutely moronic Obama is for not stopping flights from Africa into the U.S. He's an absolute moron.
Saudi Arabia is taking steps against Ebola because there's a big Hajj pilgrimage happening. Yeah, why aren't they stopping flights? All right. At the start of Hajj, Saudis take steps against Ebola. Okay. Yes, it is natural for an individual to be attracted to someone who looks like them. What turned Warren Buffett into a card guy? So Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway just bought a chain of car dealerships. They bought the largest privately held chain of auto dealerships.
All right.
Yes, we love to engage with the people. They will also get more, add auto sales and service to its planes, NetJets, and trains, Burlington Northern. So they might be buying other dealers and help concentrate the industry. Oh, they have the Geico insurance unit. Okay. Oh, my hair looks soft tonight. Yeah, thank you. It is pretty soft. But I think it has higher odds of actually happening. David becoming president. So Tesla had a legal breakthrough in Massachusetts. They wanted to do a straight to consumers sales model in Massachusetts. Oh, they were going to close up. Tesla had a showroom west of Boston that they were going to close up. Oh, if David gets this virus is virus. I was looking at the word virus. Anyway, he would continue to run America's third party. Anyway, that's pretty interesting with the with Tesla in Boston. Executives are calling natural gas vital for central Maine mills. You know, it's kind of funny. The last few days, there's been this really weird smell in the air. It's like a pulp mill or something. There's a pulp mill around here.
You know, there is a.
Is it the coffee
There
place? But it doesn't smell like that.
Clams can smell that way. You know, people are clamming, or there's.
It
We've had
smells
high
a
tides
lot.
around here. Yeah.
It smells really weird every morning.
It's strange. You know, it could be a sewage drainage issue. A lot of people don't realize it, but sewage is collecting underground, and cities and municipalities are having a hard time moving it. You know, I drove by the Indian reservation a while back, and I smelled a tremendous amount of just terrible, you know, human waste material. And I contacted the director of Department of Health in Washington State, and he told me that he didn't have any authority over the Indian tribes. And I asked him, I said, so in other words, they could put crap in the public waters and we couldn't do anything to stop it? Yeah, Larson really needs to go. I know. His biggest concern was that I wouldn't mention his name when I contact the newspaper. I'm Sen Palpal's only friend. Sarah?
Well, I'm glad he has you as a friend.
Thank
Good
you.
job.
Yeah, at least we can be friends, Sen Palpal.
I'd like to compliment you for that.
Yeah, well, Sarah, you need to take some time off, rest up. You know, we have some of that airborne. I would recommend making a nice hot cup of tea of airborne. Start bolstering your immune system. Have you guys seen this airborne product that, you know, put in a little hot tea, or they make a cold product that's good too?
Sure, I can be your friend too.
Yeah.
But obviously, you need a couple friends.
No.
Go in the back room and lay down.
Yeah, go ahead.
A lot of them.
Well, I'm thinking that should be my bedroom now. I'm feeling bad about leaving.
No,
You know.
I'm just teasing you.
We haven't made the move yet until it actually hits Seattle.
But it does kind of make sense if you're going to lock yourself up because
Yeah. Thank you.
I just put like plastic there.
Drugs? She's not on any drugs.
You put plastic on in between the kitchen and up there. Then I can just have this room and living room and this room.
You would have that.
Yeah.
And I would stay in the other house. You'd have the living room with a 50-inch LED TV, and I would have
you
the
can
rest.
take the 50-inch LED TV in the back.
Yeah, so she's bargaining. She's actually making a good case for staying in the master.
Well, the only
Well, how would I do the show? Would I do it from the other room?
Well, yeah, we can move it into the center room.
Okay, well, you'll have to do the show then. I'll do it from the center room from a Wi-Fi signal, and you could come in here and manage the central operation.
That's true.
Okay, yeah, just keep everything right where it is. I'll take the other bedroom because I really prefer sleeping in there myself. So I'm not arguing. This is not an argument. Have you ever talked to people? I mean, a lot of you people think that because I'm raising my voice, it's an argument. You've never even seen an argument. Huh?
We just have to get a super long Ethernet.
Well, I don't even think that's viable.
Actually, it's better if I just go back there.
No, it's not really, because other people visitors could be from there too. We'll talk about it later. Okay, you're back. I raised my hand again. Ciao, man. Yeah, sorry you don't like the space between my teeth. That's sad. Okay, so what kind of new technology can we develop that will prevent us from getting Ebola? Well, guess what? There is evidence that UV lights actually emit a ray that kills viruses. So people are saying UV lights, have them in your house. Yes, Sarah met my parents. Yes, she got to know them very well. No, my new teeth are being refit. My sleep number, I don't have a sleep number. I'm getting refitted with my press-on veneers, so I'll look better when I walk around. I didn't get a hair transplant. This is my real hair. I'm a kind of a blonde guy from the way back and surfing USA. I'm kind of a beach bum from Redondo Beach. I don't take EBT money. I've never had any government support whatsoever. Yeah, I bet you are. Well, let's get our mind off of the terrible outbreak of Ebola that's plaguing the human race. Let's talk about something fun. I have very classical American hair. Thank you. It's all real, dude. Yeah. Has the Ebola scare overruled Technology Thursday this week? No. We're talking about technology that we might be able to use to cleanse the air and make our bodies cleaner. I'm using a product right now. It's, hang on, that's the wrong closet. It's over here. You're kind of a bum? I never said I'm kind of a bum. I said beach bum. From way back. Don't misquote me. I know what I said, and I said beach bum from way back. No, that's just not true. And you're not my friend anymore. Yeah. I used to do body surfing in California back, you know, when the Beach Boys were famous, whatever. I'm going to show you some technology that may very well be able to clean your body. And you may not think it's really that wonderful, but it's been around a while. And not many people realize that this product is around and could very well help people. See my hand there? That's the roaming cam. And you're going to look right here at this product. Let me put it over the screen. I got this a year ago, or no, about 3 years ago, actually. And it is an ionic cleanse device that when you hook it up, it actually sends an electrical current through your body and removes the toxins, according to the makers of this. Removes the toxins from your body, heavy metals and you know, anything that's toxic. It basically puts a charge to your system, kind of like hooking up a car battery to your body. What you do is you put your feet in a bath, and then you plug in a coil, and the coil goes in the water, and the feet, basically the water gets really dirty really quick. And it is a phenomenal tool to make yourself feel better. And I've been using ionic cleanses for a long time, for 3 years now. And I feel like it's improving my, oh, that's what I was checking out today. Check these out. I found a great site for royalty-free music. It's called Looperman. Yeah, and I'm working on that, you know, the Obama 2 video. I'm trying to get together a really good beat to do my rap. Anyway, this isn't working out. Hang on. Anyway, I want to take your mind off Ebola. And let's put it on something like, yeah, they got all kinds of, like, this is piano music. That sucks. It's not that good. All right. It's very annoying. I agree. Okay. Stop. Oh, here's a Melbourne balanced synth. That's very annoying too. Anyway, it's pretty cool. There's a lot of good sets on there. These aren't examples of good sets. But here's an example of technology right at your fingertips. And I never thought this was available until I saw it, the Looperman. The guy is actually, you know, putting together a network of people that make music and make riffs, and they can help me with my rap song. Now, those of you who are fantasizing about my nipples obviously want me to take my shirt off. I'm not going to be able to do that. That's the door. Yeah, we both have dual closets. It's kind of cool. Yeah, well, you know, you never know. There's all kinds of new things out there. So there's a lot of technology that we could use to divert our attention from Ebola. But one of the best technologies in the show for our purposes to integrate people in from other sides would be to introduce our Stream Up show, which will be on that camera that I just showed you. And I'll start that right now so we can kind of get into the swing of things. No false teeth right now. Just people accusing me of wearing a wig. That's primarily the discussion, that and Ebola. Not much else on the American people's minds. There's no fag here, dude. Yeah. Don't use sexual discrimination as a tool. That's a bannable offense. Yeah, and I don't like sexual harassment either. Just because you're attracted to me and you can't control your bi curiosity doesn't make me a fag. Thanks. So it's a false fag operation. Exactly. No, we can't be friends right now. We're not. I'm going through the 3 foot period where I just keep 3 feet away from everybody. Folks, when you do walk up to people, do the thing that Howie Mandel does on that TV show. It's the Ebola fist to fist touch. Don't go, hey, how you doing, man? What's going on, man? Bumping elbows and sharing bodily fluids. Pretty soon you got all kinds of saliva spray on you from some Ebola victim. Phone's not available right now. It is now. Go ahead. Call in. We'll take Skype calls in just a bit. But I'm going to start this stream up show where you can actually interact with your face. I know a lot of you want to cam up. I don't understand where you're coming from. A lot of times we have so many technologies in front of us, we don't even know what to do with them. And right now I can play some pretty amazing things for you to blow your mind, like the Catacomb sound system. Check this out. Hey, Joe, what's going on, man?
Hey, what you doing, man?
Not much, man. We're just looking at a coffin. I want everyone to know their options.
Motherfucker cunt dick.
You know, the thing is, we need people to have options. This is the Catacomb sound system by Pause. Sorry, the audio doesn't come in very well. Thank you. So now you know you can live in the eternal life, and your loved ones will always know what you're playing. You could be playing Stairway to Heaven in the Catacomb. All right, can't hear crap. I couldn't hear a single thing either. But I took that phone call, and it turned out to be somebody attacking the show. Now, why is it that happens all the time? This is not porn, dude. What is your problem? All right, what about doing an electric truck conversion for $600? Wouldn't you like to drive an electric truck? Check this out while I take this call. You can watch how it's done. Hi, how you doing? Can I help you? What's your question? Mount the transmission. See, he's mounting the transmission there. Hello, caller. Hello? Anybody there? No. Yeah, you know, I'm not going to be able to take calls unless these are real people. All right. The CIA is calling? I heard that the CIA created the NSA. That's what I heard. I heard a lot of things today. Yeah, I try not to dabble in conspiracy theory, but when you're talking about an Ebola spread to kill off 90% of the population, you can't help but think maybe it really is happening. Yeah, check this out. The engine's all mounted, it's all into the vehicle. He put an electric engine in his truck in one of his transmission linkages. It's that simple. Would it be great if we could do that, like in our own backyard? I know that I would convert a couple cars to electric if I could, but it's been so damn expensive. So the CIA created X-Files. Okay. Oh, 4 weeks now. Yeah, they're trying to discredit me. Well, everything Rodney is doing is playing into my hand. I am the master puppeteer, and he is the little marionette. So whatever he thinks he's doing to discredit me is actually helping me. It's sad. You know, have you ever seen Chinese finger torture? The little bit of weaving that they create, the harder you pull, the tighter it gets. That's exactly what people are doing. They're getting the opposite. They want to get rid of me, but I keep popping up, you see. I use both negative and positive advertising as a tool. What I've done so far is work through what is called guerrilla marketing to reach out to the American people and try to break through the relatively controlled media. The mainstream media has become virtually a labyrinth that only money can buy your way into. Obama hates Texas because Rick Perry's making his job hard. Yeah. Well, I don't blame Rick Perry for standing up to Obama, but Obama has been completely incompetent from the very beginning. And now he's really showing his true incompetence. It's getting serious. Not stopping flights from Africa has put everybody ill at ease. And I've got lots of things I want to share with you here. I'm getting noise from some source. I'm not sure what. Yeah, let's bring in the screen region. This just came in the news tonight. We've got a couple things. Criminally Insane, Slayer cartoon. Is it getting ready for Halloween or something? Something tells me I don't want to watch this. Slayer cartoon, Criminally Insane. 5 things you need to know now about the Ebola outbreak. Okay, this is from Jelly Roll. Okay, we'll go from okay, don't panic. Okay, hang on, I want to pause that because I feel a little panicky here. You notice how panicky everybody feels? I know it's disturbing, lollipop suckers. That's my point. I can't believe Obama hasn't stopped flights from Africa, or all flights for that matter. This guy doesn't know what he's doing. I've been saying that for 6 years. The airline should stop the flights if the government won't. Good point. Thank you. Guest 91000. If you know people in the flight industry, you should talk to them. I share your concern, all of you. This guy is not at all a good president, and it's been a very sad road we're on right now. I don't know anything about Sunrise Properties in Texas. What do you know? Obama has no power, then why did you elect him? I have not mentioned General Mills laying off another 800 employees. No, thank you, Giraffe Brain. I had no lead on that, but yeah, another tragic reminder of a failed economy, converging with an Ebola scare of all things, and an attack on Syria. Foreign policy breaking down with President Obama alienating President Putin. What's the world coming to? Okay, here comes our little primer so that we won't freak out. I'm already freaking out. This thing bouncing off up and out, my screen is freaking me out here. Okay. Play video. Cancel. Well, I'll refresh the page. That might help. No, I don't think Rodney even cares about our show. He's so popular in his own way, I guess. What are your qualities for president, David? I don't know. I'm easy to get to know. I don't judge people. I forgive people. I have great ideas for saving the nation. I'm open to transparent government. You seeing everything that goes on in front of me in the White House, including cameras in the Oval Office. I believe in the idea of accountability. The president shouldn't overstep his bounds. I have a strong integrity. I will not sell off to some corporation or sort of secret societies like we think Obama's done. I've got a lot of good qualities that I think would make this country a better country. That's why I'm running. But yeah, you decide why I should be president. It's not my decision, it's yours. Would you implement martial law? If we had a contagion of massive proportion, we would have to implement martial law. But would I send people to FEMA camps? No. Would I transport anyone out of their home? Not unless they're dead. That's the big difference between me and the freaks in government right now. They want to fall into a plan, a martial law plan that actually is called Operation Devolution, which if a pandemic occurs, all authority goes to the Attorney General of the United States with one person overseeing him, which would be the president. The vice president doesn't even count in the hierarchy. It's all been laid out, and these documents have already been filled out. Many people believe all of the architecture of the end of days has been laid out by Bush and Obama in multiple executive orders. Oh, really? Not Ebola, but another African origin virus. BBC News, 1920s. I'll take a look at that. Okay, that didn't queue up. Oh, there it is. Okay. Let's play this for you.
Ebola is still rare and relatively difficult to transmit. It can't be spread through the air like the flu or other diseases. It is not spread by touching people. It's spread by bodily fluids. I think people have a lot of anxiety because obviously the mortality of this is greater than 60% or 70%.
The Ebola outbreak in West Africa has spread rapidly, killing more than 3,000 people. But here in the U.S., the CDC says it's unlikely to spread because of our advanced public health system. Ebola in its tracks.
We have isolation beds available, both in the ER and then on our inpatient side.
We have educated our staff. We have actually prepared gold kits that has all the necessary personal protective equipment in it for our healthcare workers.
If that comes up where the patient says, yes, I've been to West Africa, then a whole different suite of protocols come into place. There's specific isolation masks, their body fluids are handled in a different way, and separate.
The patient did tell a nurse who recently been to West Africa, but was initially sent home. Hospital officials now say patient. So as health officials work to calm the public's fears, the old adage becomes a mantra: expect the best, but prepare for the worst.
I've heard enough. Boulder Dash. I tell you, this entire plan is not in place. It is not in place. That's Fox News story about the VA has been going without toothbrushes and toothpaste for some time there in Shreveport, Louisiana. Thanks, Mad Dog. And this other story that came in, AIDS, origin of pandemic was 1920s Kinshasa. Okay, we'll look at that article at a later date. Yeah, this is what you're probably going to need to order on eBay right now. And apparently you've got a chance. I don't think they've actually sold it. So yeah, check that out. A link that was provided out there. I just shared the link. I'm not sure why the chat has stopped, but it could be that things are not good here in River City. We may have had some sort of an attack, folks. Yeah, I'm looking at the code underneath the chat show. Yeah, and it looks a little corrupted. Okay, we're tracking your code. Yeah, get them while they're cheap. Thanks for sending that in, Giraffe Brain. I just reposted the eBay link. I'm painting my face for Halloween, yes. I'm doing a black Ebola face. It'll be Ebola face. But right now, I want to know exactly what you want to do. So let's just make it work, everybody. Let's do like a Project Runway thing for a Halloween, where I'll come out and I'll just be like Tim Gunn. I can't even masturbate to anything anymore. I see your point. Yeah, it's getting worse and worse. You don't like gay people? Then why are you so bi-curious? Huh? Go ahead. Oh, geez, him. Okay. Hey, buddy, how you doing?
Hey, brother, how are you?
Well, I'm just showing people what they can do to prepare for the coming zombie apocalypse.
Oh, don't be into that, man. That's ridiculous. But I do want to discuss Ebola with you if you got a moment. I really haven't been paying attention to the program today.
Yeah, well, a lot of people
already covered.
We've covered a lot, buddy. We've had a vomit incident out there. People quarantined. A guy was hosing down. Let me play this video for you. They were hosing down a a driveway outside Dallas, literally with a power hose, after a guy with Ebola puked all over the street, and it's all atomized out in the air now. That's the big story. It's breaking in news that Honolulu, Utah is spreading everywhere. Go ahead. What?
There's approximately 100 people under suspicion.
What's that?
I said there's approximately 100 people under suspicion of maybe perhaps being infected. Is that correct or not?
That's what the CDC is saying. They're also saying there's zero chance of it spreading. So they're saying that there's zero chance this will get out of control. Yet the World Health Organization has already stated categorically that it could very well become too difficult to handle in about 3 or 4 months. 1.4 million people could be getting Ebola in the next.
Representation in the state of Texas is a fucking joke. I mean, what do you think it takes to buy off Rick Perry's opinion or that fruit liberal congressman they got there? I mean, I think there's cause for great alarm in this country.
Yeah.
I want to praise Liberia for making a point to say even that this guy may be on his deathbed, that they're going to fucking prosecute his ass and take and follow him to the gates of hell.
You know, you can fantasize all you want, buddy, but you know, you're actually talking into a void. Nobody is going to seriously impeach Obama. Nobody's going to prevent him from doing what he's doing, which is nothing. The people in government are the worst possible people in government. It's called a cacostocracy, where you've got a government run by the worst possible people. It's not going to change. So you're kind of like talking into a doorknob. Hang on.
Dave, it sounds like you're giving up, man.
I haven't given up. I'm just beginning. This is a whole third-party attempt to stop the two parties. This is our attempt. The American people are going to stand up to this insanity, and we're going to do what we have to do to prevent these bad people from governing us.
These inadequacies in the current government, or that's your way in, Dave.
Well, why do you think I'm running a third-party candidacy, Rodney? You know, seriously, this has all been part of the deal from the beginning, man. You know, look, just because I'm not Howard Stern doesn't mean you have to come in here and, you know, belittle what we're trying to do. Here's a salvia trip. Wow, that's kind of weird.
Never belittle Dave Sponheim or Sarah Hart.
It's Sarah Hart, please. Show some respect. Okay, Wintard, what? Is Wintard in here? Hey, Wintard, what's going on, man? Stop the insanity. So why hasn't President Obama limited all flights from Africa into the United States, Rodney?
Hey, that's my question, man. I mean, think about it. The French and British government have requested Air France and British flying to those troubled regions. I mean, so basically what I'm saying is this. If those pussies, the French, realize what's going on down on the street, and Uncle Barry is still aloof, trying to play it safe, shame on him. He's endangering every man, woman, and child on this continent. Right?
Believe me, this is not some prophecy, dude. Everybody's saying that in their head. You're not like the orb of truth here. I mean, I'll write it down, but it's also what we're all thinking right now. Mad Dog says, this caller is really giving me a downer. Everyone, good night. Have fun if you can. Thank you, Mad Dog, for coming in. And thanks for the links. I'm trying to have fun, but bleach that Ebola. Yeah, get down on it.
I want to give a big shout out to Hot Carol. That bitch is one of your best callers, and we all love her desperately. So, hey, man, take care. Keep up the good work. Better luck on tomorrow's show.
Yeah, well, what do you mean better luck? I'm doing great. Write it down, everybody. Yeah, write down the words of wisdom that everybody got on their mind right now. Wow. And he wants credit for that. It's like, come on, man. Okay, let's see what a salvia trip looks like. I can't show children in this picture, but yeah, I'm afraid that I can't put that. He looks underage. Yeah, I'm not allowed to show any photographs of anybody under 18 on this show. But yeah, this looks like a bad salvia trip. All right. Thanks for sharing, everybody. Okay, we saw the hosing down the vomit scene. We had a little bit of the salvia, vinegar, chlorine, I'm recommending. Yeah, I think you're right, 4301. I don't understand why he calls in and just states the obvious. You know, it acts like he's got some pearls of wisdom. I don't know. You know, I can't take calls from him. I agree. We're going to stop that. David, you have hair plugs, and I have the proof. When will the deception end? There's no hair plugs. I've got perfectly good hair. My hair is impeccable. I was born with the best hair on earth. I'd show you some pictures of my hair when I was younger. I don't mean to brag, but these are not hair plugs, and this is not a wig. This is the real deal. Yeah, well, I just think that we don't need interruptions right now. We're all worried about our life. It trumps anything. Hey, let's take a trip on a maglev rail train just to take our mind off Ebola, okay? I don't need no, I'll be in there in just a second, Ed. We'll rubber up.
Call from. Hi, Dave, it's Nicole. To accept, press 1.
See, that's Rodney doing a Nicole. You know, he wants to dominate the show, and it's not happening. I agree with 4301. I can't allow this type of thing to go on. Hey, this is a train that they built a great animation, but they never built the train. And we're going to take you on a little ride in what is called a maglev rail train. It's something that could have been built in the Northwest, but it hasn't been, and mostly because the cost is so great. Yeah, let's take our mind off of the reality that's happening around us, okay?
Call from. To accept, press 1. Send a voice, press 2.
Hello, go ahead. Who is it?
Yeah, you have said a lot of gay shit.
Whoa. He's how he disguised his voice, you know?
Hi, Dave. It's Brad from Phoenix.
To accept, press 1.
Great. Hey, Brad. Brad from Phoenix, what's going on, man?
Dave,
are you getting worried? It is kind of like the Mr. Rogers show. It's getting better simply because I'm going to start showing some cool pictures here. The possibility of a maglev rail train is very real, but unfortunately the production cost is too great. But this is one that could have been produced or could still be produced from DC to New York. Okay? We're in pretend land now, everyone. Try to forget that you're in the middle of an Ebola outbreak and start thinking happy thoughts. It'll help improve your immune system. We can start praying together if you'd like. Yeah. Everyone gets together. We could also have uplifting videos that make us feel happy. Okay, let's do that too.
Scary thing, or the scary thing. Do you ever imagine things you'd like to have? Did you ever see a cat's eyes in the dark and wonder what they were? Did you ever pretend about things like that? Did you ever pretend? Did you ever grow anything in the garden of your mind?
You can grow ideas in the garden of your mind.
It's good to be curious about many things. You can think about things and make believe. All you have to do is think.
This is the technology that they use to propel the maglev rail system. Hi, Mark. Go ahead. You're on with David John Sponheim. What's your question?
Hi. Yeah. Well, I've seen several of your ideas, Dave. Most of them are pretty good. I'm not sure if the maglev train is something that's really feasible.
Yeah, you don't think it'll ever happen?
Right.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think it's cost effective, really. It seems to be an overly expensive project. You know, in Shanghai, they spent $12 billion building it, and they can't even get their money back from their maglev. So yeah, it's kind of a question mark, should we ever build one? But I want to build a track from point A to point B. And I want to actually monetize it by creating solar wind farms so that we could actually get the track, you know, like 2 to 3 miles of track, pay for itself using wind and solar energy. That was our Cool Rock proposal when we were. What are you curious about, Smelly Bear? Yeah, so I guess all of you who are looking for a threesome, I guess this rules out wild sex in your life. You know, the shared bodily fluids is not a good thing. I've been telling that to Boink for how long? I think the caller did. They had some flatulence. It's one of the symptoms, I believe, flatulence and headaches and flu-like symptoms. No, Hannah, not every call is a joke. Only your calls, and I'm going to purge that statement simply because I caught you trying to sneak one in on me. Dana Carvey did great Mr. Rogers impressions. That's cool. Well, I haven't heard a serious call either, but you're getting to see really cool maglev rail trains from New York to Washington. I mean, that alone is worth the ride, don't you think? It can be done. All of this can be done. But it's too costly. So our idea is to actually create wind power at these locations and strap-ons, windmills. Did the word strap-on make you excited? Well, the concept is very simple, really. We want to propose a windmill that will strap on to electric poles along the line, and we'll be able to generate electricity along the line because the maglev will run along parallel to the electric line. And we'll be able to turn this whole world into a magical wonderland. Well, isn't that super special? That kind of thing, you know? So, you know, let's get down, let's get dirty. Let's make it all happen. What do you say? Let's make it happen, everybody. Yeah, so Obama doesn't have any new ideas. I got a plethora of new ideas. And we're not going anywhere right now with this president taking us down. So I urge all of you to start thinking about a third party as a way of voting in the upcoming election. Hannah, I'll get to it. And if you don't consider a third party now, we're all doomed. No, you make the decision. But seriously, if we don't get a new direction in politics, we're screwed. The first U.S. casualty in military operations against ISIS, Smelly Bear. U.S. Marine has died, everybody. Selvin. Okay, Selvin. Okay, we're trying to take calls from serious callers. Selvin, go ahead. What's your question?
Hey, don't you think it's time that you apologize?
Oh, God. You know, can't you guys be a little bit more positive, please? Yeah. Do I have to monitor all of my calls and filter them to eliminate bad thoughts? God, that sucks. And I'm all about freedom of speech. It's a great idea, actually, 688. Yeah. You know, there's no talk about a lingerie calendar, 914. You know, it could be that we're all just going to end up dying in some dumpster somewhere at the FEMA camps at this rate. Okay, a U.S. Marine is first casualty of military operations against ISIS. Let's talk about it. Yeah, I'm trying to remain positive, but what is going on with Obama allowing flights from Africa tells me that this guy is completely incompetent beyond all levels of thought. Okay, here is the BNO news. No, that's not a serious call either. This is from Manama, Bahrain. A search and rescue operation was called off Thursday for a U.S. Marine Corps service member who went missing in the Persian Gulf right after an aircraft suffered technical problems, the U.S. Navy said, making him the first coalition casualty in support of the U.S.-led operations in Iraq and Syria. The Marine Air crew member, whose identity was not immediately released, was among 4 people on board of the U.S. Marine Corps Osprey aircraft, which took off from the USS Macon Island on Wednesday before suffering a loss of power. You know, these Osprey aircrafts have been suffering a lot of problems. Well, Sarah's not always available. She may be quarantined in the other part of the house. No, that's not a business phone. No, sorry. Thank you. I don't have the ability to get Cairo TV online. They don't really want to run my interview. So, hey, we're kind of stuck here. Yeah, some people are going to be limiting exposure. Sponheim, are you Jewish? No, I'm not Jewish. I know that you don't realize this, but Sponheim is actually a German name, dating back to old Germany when my family left Germany in 1100 AD. And I will show you. Here is the Sponheim Castle and the House of Sponheim. Sarah's doing well, yes. Yeah, there is the castle where my family was from originally. Oh, I did forget about StreamUp, sorry. It's good I've got good timing. It's still in time. I've got 1 hour. I usually do a 1 hour broadcast. It took a long time for StreamUp to broadcast to get up here. We'll make it happen for you. Well, let's be clear. With people with your name living in that castle, yeah, but of course, actually, I don't know any of my German relatives. And I know just enough of my Norwegians to just, you know, be social, but that's about it. I do the best I can with family relations. But yeah, that's where we were originally from. From the 12th century, it was the original residence of the Counts of Sponheim. And by the way, my family split from the Counts of Sponheim and moved to Norway around that century, 12th century. So apparently my family either had a riff with those people or something happened. But yeah, I'm gonna get on StreamUp now, thanks. Yes, Sponheim is Norwegian. My family, there's a Lars Sponheim that his family grew up on the farm that my family name owned in Norway. Lars Sponheim acquired our last name. He's a politician in Norway. I don't want to bore you with all this stuff. Okie dokie. Well, I guess I do have a problem with this computer. I was trying to figure out, do I need to go to Task Manager? And I think XSplit did not open up correctly. I'm going to get more votes if I said I was in a concentration camp? No, I wasn't. No, they're not hated in Germany, not at all, 914. Sponheim is a cool name. Thank you, 9252. I'd call you by other numbers, but you've been assigned these numbers for a reason. You're choosing to be guests. You don't want to become full-on members of Vaughn because you're experimenting with live TV. I think that's great, though. You know, we've been doing this for 6 years, broadcasting 3 hours a night. And I rarely take time to talk about my family. The castle stands on a crag, approximately 250 meters long, around which the Ellebach stream, a tributary of the Nahe, flows on the south and east sides. The ruin is on the peak of the crag, which is roughly 150 meters high. This is remnants of the watchtower. My family guarded the Rhineland and defended points of entry, which people like the Rothschilds tried to cross with their carrier vans of merchandise. They're bankers, the bankers' families. Somebody said, can you prove that? I said, no, I can't prove that. I can't do much of anything. Historically, I've traced my roots to the 600 AD. Well, I am going to do a very good Barack Obama impersonation, Richard. Coming up, we're going to be doing an Ebola face video coming up. Yeah, it's going to be coming. 1 month to stop Ebola before it's totally out of control, according to a global aid at the NGO. So let me cover up our technology solutions with this looming problem, which doesn't get any better, just gets worse and worse. What are we going to do, folks? Seriously, are you taking precautions right now? Wintard, you must be Wintard. Yeah, only Wintard would say Ebola is harmless. You're funny. Well, Richard, we're going to work real hard at doing an Obama impersonation video coming up October 31st. Good night, Sunstar. Thank you so much for coming in and sharing my time. Many people are trolling me. I'm a good guy. Well, Wintard, I think it is a problem. Many people are worried. Yeah. British Foreign Secretary Philip Hammond addresses delegates at the Defeating Ebola Sierra Leone conference in central London on October 2nd, 2014. So while they're having conferences in England, talking about the methodology we're going to deploy to deal with this, they don't realize it's coming and it's not waiting for them. I have diarrhea, is very upset. I can't give you that job, but send your resume to americasthirdparty@gmail.com. I'm a good guy. I am. I'm a good guy, and I think people know that. Oh, my ringer is off? Thanks. Okay, it's on now. Yeah. Most likely on its way. They're not totally out of control. 1 month to stop Ebola. Can I call in? Yes. Our number is 707. For the real people to call. The people that really do want to get through. I don't know any of my German relatives, no. But I've traced my roots to 600 AD, of course. I don't know them personally. It's not flip-flopping. I know of them. I can trace the name. But I don't know my German relatives. I've never met them. I could go to Sponheim Castle and say, Guten Abend. Wie geht's es Ihnen? Wieder Oxa Hakafa? Bintan, or is that you? It's you? Wow. You changed your voice. What's happened to your trip to California? You sound more like Vagine. Wintard, is that you? I didn't think it was. Vagine pretending to be Wintard. What will they think of next? Well, we're command and control here. We are watching this Ebola virus spread slowly. The only thing we can do right now, I'm going to get stream up going, DT Laura. I'm working on it. I had a XSplit problem. I'm still under the clock to reach the 1 hour mark. I can say a lot of things with a certain degree of proof. I have documents and files dating back to 600 AD. Yes. God. I thank all of you who warned me about the dangers of having Rodney on our show. He seems to be an attention hog, and he doesn't take anything seriously. And when he talks about things, he actually pretends like he's the final word on everything. And he's saying the same thing everyone has on their mind. It's spreading. Ah. Well, we have a lot of phones. Phone good for you. You call on phone now. I answer phone now for you. I don't know if they live in that castle now. That is my family's castle. You are seriously screwed, man. You are the most OCD person ever, Anatar. Well, let's be clear. We're not going to do anything to stop this terrible spread of Liberian Ebola. We're going to just let it get to your neighborhood and contaminate your family because we want Obamacare to be tested. Go ahead. You're on. What's your question? Well, let's
you are even dumber than
Jesus. He just slips in through the back door. You know, that's what they say. You know, bizarre things like that happen. Do you got Tourette's? No, I don't. I just like the words, let's be clear. I'll make no mistake about it. I like saying that over and over again. I don't know what it is. It's the only thing that really stuck in my head about my memories of Obama. Hey, if you'd like to hang out a little longer, the next hour we're going to be talking about memories of Obama. What were your fondest memories of having Obama as your president? The time he pushed Obamacare through legislation? Or the time he actually sold out Chrysler to Fiat with a no cash deal? Go ahead, Vince. What's your question?
You know, I don't think they're telling us how this Ebola is being spread.
Well, how do you think it's being spread?
Well, they're telling us it's not airborne. I think it is airborne.
I think it is too.
They're telling us fluids. you vomit, butt fucking, that sort of thing.
Sounds like you're doing a little fantasy there, buddy. Let's stick to just the concern you have about the spread, not how you're going to get it.
Well, I'm out there, and
Well, you better not have dangerous sex with other male partners of yours.
Your son is being quarantined right now. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, he's with that. He lived there with them too. He's there right now. I just talked to them this morning. The woman and my son and all of that. I talked to them a few minutes hours ago. I talk to them every day.
So they can't leave that apartment. You heard the news that Anderson Cooper reported. He spoke with your brother's girlfriend, who says he had been sick for a while. He was sweating overnight, sweating in the sheets. He had diarrhea. He go to the hospital emergency room where he was vomiting. He had a fever. They then sent him out. They said, go home, gave him some antibiotics, if you will, some pain medicine, and they just let him go back. You must be deeply, your son has been in contact with him. He's now being quarantined. How old is your son?
Okay, we have not had a call from Foxman. Sean, go ahead, Foxman. What's your concern?
Hey, how you doing today?
I'm doing today better than yesterday. I'm happier now that we know more about this disease. I'm trying to put a positive spin on this. How are you?
What disease are you talking about?
Ebola, man. It's all over the news. Are you even aware of what's going on?
Can I first off tell you that I'm from Canada?
And you're not worried about Ebola?
Oh, no, it hasn't affected us yet. That's all your problem. So, you know what? I think that Atlanta, that great big German site facility that you have in Atlanta, should focus on a cure. And I actually believe that they have a cure, but you guys are suppressing it to decrease the population so that you guys don't have to pay out so much to the old people that are dying from it.
Wow. It's a big, huge loop, isn't it? You know, there's some people that think that this is a plan to take out the human race. You're not worried. You're in Canada.
Toronto hospital is testing patients. What about this Toronto hospital?
Okay, there's a hospital in Toronto, Foxman, Sean. Toronto hospital has tested a patient right now, so it could be in your back door. Are you in Toronto?
Yes, I am in Toronto, Ontario, Canada.
Okay, look at the screen right now. I want you to focus on the screen right now. Watch the bouncing ball. I'm gonna bring it up. I'm gonna scroll down. Toronto hospital testing patient for possible case of Ebola, everybody. Why does it always look like a flaccid penis?
Possible. It hasn't been diagnosed yet.
All right. So you're not concerned. You're still not concerned, even if it's possible. Okay.
Even if that stupid idiot has it,
yeah.
He obviously got it from another third world country.
All right.
And that's our problem. We're in bed with third world countries.
I agree.
And of course, that shit that comes over there will trickle into our countries. Okay, like my big brother is the United States of America. I don't know about the rest of Canada, but my big brother is the United States of America. They're my protectors. They're my big brothers. And without them, we cannot live. And without us, you cannot live.
Well, thanks so much for your vote of encouragement. We're going to be
now, I got the reason why I called you.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm calling you on the currency. What would you think about a standard currency between Canada and the United States?
I don't think it's necessary.
I don't think it's necessary. I think we're going to kind of avoid global currencies of any kind. I don't want to create a North American Union, if that's what you're asking me.
Okay, what I'm at? No, I'm not asking you about a North American currency. I'm asking you about Canada and the U.S. The Canadian dollar is fluctuating and it's creeping up and up and up, surpassing the American dollar, and then it's going down.
I know.
And it's going up.
Your exchange rate sucks right now. You go to casinos, you see it all the time.
And the American dollar was worth 90 cents.
We're not going to be able to carry you any longer, Canada. I'm sorry. You're going to have to rest on your own revenue.
Carrying us.
Yeah.
Never carrying us.
Your exchange rate sucks. You're getting 90% on the dollar. I mean, your dollar is.
Dollar debt to China.
Well, yeah.
And you blew the Keystone pipeline where you could have took.
Tell me about it. I agree with you. I agree with you. I agree with you. We should have had the Keystone pipeline, and we should have had that pipeline to Alaska. Yeah, I agree.
Okay, Obama fucked that right up.
And right now, as we speak, China is drilling underneath the ocean to come to Canada to take our oil.
Well, I don't know about that, but they are going to Cuba. Have you heard about that? Yeah, that's the first time I've ever. How is China going to drill under America to get to Canada? Explain how that's going to work.
Oh no, they're building a pipeline right through the freaking oil. You should see it.
Where?
YouTube it.
Really?
You should see what China is doing right now.
China pipeline. Yeah, this is news to me.
In Alberta than the entire United States has.
No, I know. And we love your country, but Canada, China, Canadian pipeline. This is the first I've heard of this. I've heard of the Cuban pipeline that China is building, but never have I heard of the China-Canadian one.
China is doing.
Okay, this is it.
Stephen Harper, our Prime Minister,
check it out.
Has signed the deal. The X is on it. The deal is signed. China is building the pipeline
to
Canada.
Foxman is great.
That is the start of China raping Canada of the resources that the Americans could have had.
Okay, here it is. You're right. They're building a $5 billion expansion of the Trans Mountain Pipeline, nearly tripling the capacity of crude oil it can ship to Canada's west coast. The latest project aimed at moving the country's rising oil production to markets outside the U.S. Okay, thank you very much, Foxman. We didn't even know about this. And this is an older story. Thank you. Awesome.
It's a sealed deal. Maybe you should do some research, then call me back.
Well, I'm looking at it right now. We got it on the website. It seems like something we can't prevent. We can't prevent the stupidity of Obama's administration. When we talk about politics here, we're talking about preventing the mistakes Obama has made. Preventing the mistakes Obama has made by not building the Keystone Pipeline or allowing the pipeline to Alaska. That's a huge problem. And Republicans have been fighting against that for some time. Yeah, I didn't see that coming, did we? China is competing all over the place. Yeah, I heard they were digging under Cuba. I'm going to start giving up my use of oil. I just got a brand new battery pack for my hybrid, and I'm going to stock up on some good gas and kind of sit tight and not go anywhere while the Ebola zombies are here. Yeah, if I have to go anywhere, it'll be just like straight to my destination, and I'll get what I need done. And I'm on record for having said what? Yeah, please don't call unless you want to actually contribute to the show. We don't take calls from people who just constantly call us for personal attention. Guar on Joan.
Of our 5-part series this week called Rock on the Wild Side. And today we're going to meet a band that's been described by their manager as a cross between Kiss, the Rocky Horror Picture Show, the World Wrestling Foundation, and the Simpsons. To me, they really look like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on LSD, but the name is Roar. And wherever they perform, thousands of kids flock to their concerts, hoping to be dragged on stage and sprayed with blood. I mean, the whole thing, I don't get it.
You know, when you send in links to our show, we really want you to maintain the credibility of the links and to constantly try to screen for politics, because that is not a political link. Thank you, though. God, it blew my eardrums out. Okay, we got is calling. How you doing? Hi.
Hey, brother, it's me, Surf Rat. How are you?
Surfer Ed, how you doing? Surf Rat.
Doing great. Hey, did Sarah just came done cleaning somebody's teeth?
God, it's Rodney again. He's going through voice modulators. It's terrible. All right. Yeah, it's not so sexy at all. 472. No, you're just you fall into the category of being a masochist, and you want some sadist to tie you down or something. You're building an elevator to Mars? Well, you should join Eisenhower's granddaughter, great-granddaughter. She actually talks about that. Yeah, by deception we make war. Everything is a distraction. Richard Einstein, that's really beautiful. This could be like a slam poetry contest, and you'd win. Everything is a distraction. By deception we make war. The two are the worst vibe ever. You two are the worst vibe ever. Jail Jesus, thank you. Kill ourselves? Is that a death threat?
No.
I don't know if that's a death threat or not. That's cyber stalking you're doing, Jail Jesus. You could be arrested for that. Telling people to kill themselves, that's harassment. There is a point to the circus show. I'm talking about a $5 billion pipeline project that just came in, we didn't know about, that China is building in Canada. That's technology. I do. Wisdom Bender, thank you. Yes, I am becoming more aware.
Hey, Dave.
Hey, man, you sound kind of depressed. What's up?
Hey, Sarah, how are you? Hey, Dave, I wanted to encourage you to, you really sound like you need to brush up and do some more research, and then after you're done, get a hold of Boxman Sean.
Yeah, right. You know, I don't track every little move that the Chinese do on the background. I'm sorry, but if I spent all my time looking into the Chinese and what they're up to, it would take up most of my day. Yeah, we need awareness, and that's the thing. We got a lot of awareness.
Dave's day is saturated with masturbating and online gaming.
Wow, and I took this call. See what I'm saying? Dude, you're not calling ever again. We're done with you. That is the sickest thing I've ever heard.
Who knows, Pamela? Maybe I think actually with somebody in the chat room kind of convinced me. Maybe I'll talk David into
going in the other room.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't mind sleeping in the other room, actually.
We just have to get an internet connection back there, which is possible.
Well, I'm not doing it to myself. I'm not looking to get trolled here. We could run I'm thinking we could run a line into this computer from the Wi-Fi connection and then broadcast that on the show.
Wi-Fi is not that strong, so maybe we.
Well, no, I'm saying I can do the Wi-Fi on the laptop, and you can mount me into this computer in the Ebola zone here. You know. Anyway, we'll talk about it later. I do have Skype, but we don't give our Skype name because at this point we're not opening Skype up, because once we do, our dynamic IP becomes available to people to see, and then they can DDoS us. Speaking of technology, I wanted you to know that that's part of the backbone of what we do here. By the way, this show has been surviving 6 years and continues to thrive because we have the ability to interact with chat instantaneously and take calls and deal with trolls on a daily basis. We started in the environment of Blog TV and have been very amazing insofar as we can withstand unbelievable attacks. So if you discredit us by saying this show is kind of ridiculous or tangential or doesn't really focus, believe me, we're doing a pretty good job in a very, very tough environment. It's a really tough world we're living in right now. Yeah, we did Blog TV for 4 years.
I posted the number, Wisdom Bender.
Okay, thank you.
EAG Junior posted the number.
I heard the Hong Kong to resign, and Hong Kong is facing something that they anticipated would come, a backlash of people really upset with their leadership. They feel that everybody's corrupt. Oh, thanks. Well, I'm glad it's a pretty good show for some of you. Thanks, Randall, man. How you doing? Well, this has been a labor of love for us. We're not giving up. We're going to continue on well into the future. But many people came into the show tonight really concerned about this Ebola scare. And I'm trying to help people realize they need to start taking precaution. They really do. I'm glad you're doing okay, Randall. Yeah, there is a signed copy of Broke. Yeah, it is available. A $100 donation.
You can purchase it on eBay, in other words.
No, it's not available right now.
Oh, no?
No, it's not on eBay right now. This is the one copy that doesn't have any page numbers that we signed. It's the number 4 copy. The number 3 copy went out to our largest contributor. And you can have this number 4 copy with no page numbers in it of Hybrid Capitalism for $100 donation to our party. I'll send it to you, and I'll cover postage and everything in there. No, the book is good. It's full of stuff.
America's Third Party at gmail.com. First one to do $100 from this evening
We'll win it.
Is the one that will get the signed copy of the book.
Just go to americasthirdparty.com and donate $100. That's yours. Okay, get a copy of your book, please. No, Ed. You know, this StreamUp has not opened up in the whole. I have to literally restart the computer. So there's something going on with StreamUp. That's why we haven't been able to get it on. So I'm going to restart.
Thanks, old Irish Red. As long as you're a U.S. citizen and you donate $100.
Oh, there it is. No, it's stopped. Yeah, see, it's still stuck.
What's happening?
Yeah, it just completely stuck. All the utilities stopped on it. So I couldn't get into StreamUp tonight. Yeah, so I'm living off the land.
You had a user today at Instagib. You don't open it up?
I didn't open up the chat, no, on Instagram.
Do you tell people to go to Instagram?
I tell them to watch the broadcast on their Macintosh because it plays well, but the chat's been relatively all about Twitch.
But do you ever do it on Twitter and you say go to Instagram on Twitter?
I don't do guest speaking at weddings for fear of getting Ebola. Yeah, money is not important to me. I don't do guest speaker opportunities for people at weddings. I know, Ed, you can't afford that. Wow. Run, Just Run is a guy who frequents strip joints and thinks that women are objects. Wow, that's too bad, man. You'll never find a real woman like Sarah in your life because you just don't get it. It is not on the national news, 9309. The moon is messed up. Yeah, I heard coming up, there's going to be a really full moon coming up on the 6th. Is that right? Yeah, I agree. I banned Rodney already. Oh, I know, 593, and I don't like anybody who calls up who's drunken. I thanked him for telling me about China's move on Canada. It's good to know, but yeah, that's the extent of it. I don't think Sarah's going to be doing any guest speaking either. I'm not using. There's no toupee, man. Okay, I'll take some calls. Just please don't call if your name begins with an R. Okay, we're on. No, Sarah is not 90% of ATP. No, we're a 50-50 partnership. Hi, Richard. Nice to meet you, 978. Well, let's be clear. I think our president has blown it by allowing flights from Africa, or not allowing, he's allowing flights from Africa into our country. He should really stop that. What can I do to impress that upon everybody? Well, make no mistake about it. Ryan, okay, that sounds credible. Okay, Ryan, what's your concern?
Dave, I've been watching the show for a while. It seems like the campaign's not going real well.
What do you mean? We've got more viewers than we ever had. How can you say the campaign's not going real well?
Might be trying to give Sarah a bigger...
You know, that's the thing. We've had more viewers, more people talk about a third party than ever before. And this is when these you dirty rat, these dirty rats come out of the woodwork and they bother us. And anyone beginning with an R, please don't call. Thanks. Yeah, so let's talk about some of the news that's not being discussed. The Georgia Guidestones now has a new update. They've literally added this to the Georgia Guidestones. It's a 2014 update. It says, maintain humanity under 500 million in perpetual balance with nature. Guide reproduction wisely, improving fitness and diversity. So this is on some sort of a stone out in Georgia. And they just added that caveat that only 500 million will be allowed to live on the earth. It sounds legitimate. B&K calling. Go ahead, B&K. What's your concern?
Yes, good evening. We have a couple of questions. We've been listening to you for quite some time.
Okay.
And we very much enjoy your show.
Oh, good.
But our question is so here where we are in Southern California, we have quite a few facilities that, for instance, a couple of old county jails, you know, that already have basically bedding and those types, you know, of things that could take care of some of the homeless people that we have.
Right. Yeah.
As you know, in Southern California, we have a huge homeless issue that some people like to address, some people don't like to address. But why isn't it easier to be able to get grants to take over those facilities that already have a lot of things that you would need, a kitchen, bed, those types of things, to be able to have, temporary housing for people to come in for, 10 days,
Sure. Yeah.
3 weeks, at a time.
Opening empty jails. I didn't know there were any empty jails in California. They were overburdened recently. They were going to spill out into Nevada and Arizona. But they recently, Jerry Brown let go of a lot of prisoners, and maybe there are some spaces now. But I agree that we have to look at alternatives. We actually have colleges that could open up their auditoriums to homeless during the evening. We have
right. Well, what the difference is though is the difference of what I'm talking about is county facilities, because they have emptied out a lot of old, say, police stations that had like county, jails for housing, for temporary housing for 60 or 90 days.
Wow.
They emptied out those facilities to be able to build new facilities, not the prisons, because yes, the prisons are overcrowded, which Jerry Brown has done the initiatives. I worked in the prison system, so
you did. Wow.
Knowing the prison system, they have released a lot of the prisoners for felons, but county facilities, what has happened is they have emptied the county facilities, the older ones that didn't have the technology and those things, rebuilt new ones, leaving old facilities behind and empty help housing for homeless.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, I love the idea, and we're gonna make sure that California, we talk to them about it in 2017.
Have you been emailing your representatives in California about this idea?
Yeah, she could email her
Well,
representative.
there are a few people who have been on board as far as looking into, but there's nothing that there's no grants or permits or things that are on the forefront for using those unoccupied buildings. Like when we walk downtown to dinner, there's two large. There's one which is high. In a day, and then offices that could be, converted, and
Yeah, be nice. And you say these rooms already have bathrooms and kitchenettes and
Not kitchenettes, but
okay. Well, the health code requires people to have cooking facilities as well. Audio's on, Hannah.
all there and empty.
Yeah.
it's all there and empty.
It's all there and empty. Yeah. So
That's a great idea.
it's a great idea. The government has not learned to monetize any of their structures. They could make money on this so that
I would definitely
California
encourage
wouldn't be
you
so
to-
in debt.
I would definitely encourage you to seek any grant funding that is out there, and perhaps there are some homeless advocate organizations that already exist that don't know about the empty facilities that may be willing to work with you on getting a grant to start this type of.
Right. Well, especially during the holidays, like Kat and I, we make meals here at home and then we take them out, to the homeless. But it would be great. We've always loved the idea of being able to, have a facility where they could go, but it's so expensive to start something from scratch. But then when you see these empty facilities that you could, progress people into,
Yeah.
It would be great to have other people, on the forefront to support that. So we were wondering what your viewpoint, was with that, because, it's not just with our state, but, across the board.
Across the board. Yeah. This could be a big part of our homestead renewal plan phase. I talked about apartments, fixing of apartments or converting motels to kitchenettes. This fits right into that category. There's, in Houston, in Dallas, there's plans to create apartments within leased buildings that are empty with no businesses in them. So they've got these room dividers they've created, and some companies are actually becoming have expertise in actually creating small apartments out of open space inside of a building. So yeah, we've got a big Kmart that's abandoned in our town, and we've got a growing homeless population. And Sarah and I were thinking, wouldn't it be great if we could somehow retrofit the Kmart for homeless people in our area? But I doubt the city would want to do this. Hey there, Strange 846. Thank you.
Yeah, it's always, especially like in Southern California, so it's a growing issue, and it's one that there are some celebrities that are on the forefront, but it's much different when you're just trying to provide, you know, food as opposed to having all these ready, you know, fed facilities for people to use, but there's no grants or funding to be able to assist in that. So
yeah, there's a lot of profit taking going on in government right now. A lot of profiteers hang out and try to make money on the housing dollar, especially in the democratically led states of Washington, Oregon, and California. People are making money on these housing projects. They just want to be like pariah and just leech off the tax dollars.
I think I think I would definitely support this idea. I think
definitely.
I do want to encourage you to contact more people about this idea, because there might be, you know, people in government that don't know about the empty facilities and buildings, and people in the homeless organizations, and you could almost be a mediator, if you for these people.
Sure. Well, that's always a great idea, and that's why we wanted to be able to contact you guys, because you guys are also on the forefront for new ideas and looking for things. So it's a good avenue to be directed into, and we will definitely do so and keep you posted.
Thank you. Yes, please do so.
We'll support your idea, and we'll integrate it into our homestead renewal plan. Dave, are you close to being homeless? Thank you. Yeah, thanks for the call, and you can even hang on if you have other questions. You're welcome to hang on.
Okay, we'll hang on.
Okay. Dave, are you close to being homeless? We're all close to being homeless. Believe it or not, our economy is not what you think it is. They just fired 800 people over at General Mills. And you see all these General Mills cereals on sale now at the markets everywhere for $1.50 a box. We saw some recently, or $2 a box. General Mills is facing tough times. So our country literally has not attended to its failing businesses. We continue to see American jobs shipped overseas under Obama. We want to seriously see some production increase in our country, and we have a plan to get the government involved in production, whereas the Democrats, Republicans would never even think of that. We have a plan to actually have the government produce things, making generic pharmaceuticals, for instance, for people that can't afford really expensive blood pressure medication, or producing things that people really need, like a car that gets 100 miles per gallon and costs under $15,000. Hi, Amish man. I didn't ban you, I just purged you, because you're running for president and I don't want you doing it here. Apparently there's a lot of people running for president right now. I'm not going to give them Kmart housing, and I'm not screwing them over. I'm just suggesting we've got an empty Kmart. A lot of Kmart's going to be empty. Sears is probably going to go under. It looks like JCPenney's is going to go under. We're going to have a lot of empty buildings. So this integrates with her idea of county jail facilities turning into public facilities. Sure, why not? If we need houses, why aren't we giving them to the homeless? We've got over 4 million people in America, double what we had under Bush. That was a serious call, Hannah. You wouldn't know a serious call if you had one facing you in your face. You're so into the troll activity, you guys don't realize there's a whole layer of seriousness going on here. It's a smart idea, Elizabeth says. Well, you know, the whole future of a third party really is in our ability to spread the word, because we don't have the ability to spend money in the mainstream media. We've been turned down for interviews by countless mainstream media opportunities. And that's the challenge ahead, really. We're America's third party, and we're building this coalition. Now, I don't know if I'm going to buy a hazmat suit. I already have one. This show is serious. No, you have no idea. We have been building a backbone of penetration into the media for about 6 years, folks. And if you think this is all a big joke, you're wrong. The deal is our whole thing is based on simple solutions to complex problems. Good night, Randall. No, Ebola is a serious thing, Regin, and don't be walking around giving anybody any personal hugs. Keep your distance right now, folks. It's your best defense. I know who you are. Your guest 243-645-5645.
When you call in, we will directly answer.
No, the caller was awesome. She was good. Are you still on the line, caller? Okay, she dropped off. Richard Einstein, you'd like many people, you're feeling very angry and negative. I know it's tough. A lot of you are internalizing external problems you cannot control. Okay, well, keep running, Amish man. I want you to run. I just don't want you to post your running here. No. She hung up because you criticized her, Hannah. You have a look at the Housing Authority website. Okay, there, Ed. Section 8 housing program.
All waiting lists currently closed.
Yeah, so here it is, folks. Section 8 is now shut down, pretty much. This is of the Housing County of Santa Clara. All waiting lists are closed. Thanks, Ed. No, Sarah isn't sad face. She's just trying to process a lot of this news. Many people are upset right now that our country is facing a terrible Ebola scare. Well, I don't like the fact that we've got illegal aliens coming into our country all over the place. I've been talking about it for 4 years now. I don't think that's the case, 507. Those two guys are a part of the two-party failure of our country. Well, if there was more to this than you and I, Sarah, sitting in front of us for 2 hours, 3 hours, the media would probably take more interest. I don't think so, guest 994. Every effort of a third party has been completely shut down and closed down. Ralph Nader nearly got 5% of the vote in some states and was kept from getting that, which would have had matching funds for him. In 14 states, the Democrats prevented him from actually getting on the ballot. There's no wig here.
Well, then, Wisdom Vendor, go ahead and give us a call.
Yeah. What I'm concerned about is the simple fact that, you know, we bring things into the show. We integrate. The first part of our show is all about things that are going on in the news that come to us through links. And I don't mind showing you, this was one of our links that was somebody sent us of a AIDS-like outbreak in 1920. This is one Louisiana Virginia hospital lacks pajamas and sheets, but spends millions on new furniture. Okay? Just one of the many links that come into our show. Ebola outbreak, 5 things you need to know. What are the chances that Ebola virus will spread in the United States? Am I at risk? You have close to 0 chance of ever getting it, according to medical experts. Okay? Does that put a lot of your fears to rest? Number 2, is there a vaccine? No, there's currently no vaccine, although 2 are being tested right now. 3, should the people who come in contact with the latest victim of Ebola on the plane or at the airport be concerned? The CDC does not recommend that people on the same commercial airline flights undergo monitoring. Ebola is contagious only if the person has experienced active symptoms. Now, the CDC is very nonchalant about this. They don't really care about it. How well prepared are U.S. hospitals? Well, they've been upping surveillance and lab testing capacity in states. The government agency has blah, 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 blah. And 5, how can the U.S. stop any potential spread of the outbreak? The CDC says it can stem any potential spread throughout isolation of ill people. So there's nothing to worry about. See, I just allayed all your fears and everything's fine. No, Hannah, that would be your IQ. It's true that you have an IQ of about 85.
David is running for president, and man, Mr. Mike, that's getting tough times for people.
It's getting to be tough for sure, and we've got a lot of solutions that we want to get out. You know, for people to condemn our show saying it's not very interesting or not fun to watch, they apparently haven't watched other shows on the internet where people get drunk and talk incessantly about their personal problems. No, actually, we're running on a low electricity drain. We've got one compact fluorescent
all
bulb.
These monitors
Yeah.
are in a picture.
Yeah, they're all part of a picture.
It's fake. Thankfully.
We've got very low energy needs. In fact, I'm running on a low drain. I got an LED behind me and a compact fluorescent in front of me. I don't trust compact fluorescents. They're a little bit weird. The light causes what is called dirty energy. And seeing we're in Technology Thursday, I might as well bring in the story about
Thanks, Amish man.
compact fluorescent light bulbs.
I'll be the same with you.
CFCs.
Well, I haven't played on either the Xbox One or the PS4. We're more of a wait till it's an older generation than we're on the Xbox 360 right now. Because I got it for a good deal.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mr. Mike, there's too much to read here. But I did read your story about how people in West Virginia are having to live together. You have two coal mining families from Kentucky and West Virginia move out there with relatives. They haven't been able to work in 2 years, and you think that there's going to be a furrier that will have he'll have the resources to feed his kin. And they've been talking about logging their land, 40 acres of fir and hemlock.
That's hard times.
I think that it is hard times. I mean, what happens after they log their lands? Hopefully, when they do log their land, they should replant. For every one tree they take down, plant two, so that it can regrow. And I really do feel for those people, because what happens when all the what happens when all their logging's gone? But at least, I mean, it can be.
Well, then we need to give them an opportunity to create Sigonius windmills like this. You know, this is a Sigonius windmill that could be constructed to deal with economic buildup in any one area in the country.
Well, Reagan, that's why we're here, to help you be entertained.
That would be something. Okay, Ed really wants to get into the show, and I'm going to go into Stream Up now, finally, after restarting twice. Kevin, okay.
Yeah, anytime, Reagan. That's why we're here.
Okay, go ahead, Kevin. What's up?
Dave, I don't see why people don't take your campaign more serious.
I agree. It's because people don't want to take anything serious right now, Kevin. They just talk about nonsense, mostly sex, you know.
So, Mr. Mike, the guys...
There are a lot of serious issues that need to be addressed, and we need somebody to handle that.
Yeah, I know.
We're trying. We're definitely trying.
Sarah is not a trap. Sarah is a big part of this whole effort. Did you want to be on local news, but you sucked? No, I didn't suck at all. I actually put on a very good, serious issue-based interview with Cairo News, and they didn't want to show my story because they want to label me a racist.
So, Mr. Mike, those people from Kentucky and West Virginia, they moved out here from to Washington from Kentucky and West Virginia. Is that right?
I don't believe Mitt Romney had the idea of carpet bombing Liberia. But thank you. Thanks for that. Oh, that's funny. I don't know, Ed. I'm going to find out what your voice is like in just a second.
Wow. So out here in Washington, and they have the land out here in Washington, and they're trying to, wow.
You know, I've got a lot of people in the area, couples moving nearby that looks like they're combining families or something, or moving to another house. They're trying to cut their costs. A lot of families are moving together into the same house. It's not uncommon.
Well,
we are near Seattle. Is that okay?
Kind of.
Justin.
A few hours away.
Yeah. So whatever you have to do to survive, you got to do it. The American people are going to have to survive this one, folks. Our president doesn't know what he's doing.
After doing the show for 6 years, what have you learned about people and broadcasting on the internet?
Well, I've learned that some people are very tenacious and like to broadcast, and we feature them in our show. And other people don't want to broadcast. A lot of people, I'd say most people, are hesitant to actually do any broadcasting. The norm right now is they don't want to put their face out there.
I like the hoodie, Ed. Looking good.
Right. And the hoodie, he looks like the Grim Reaper.
So, Mr. Mike, maybe, and have those people that just moved here, how they sought any state services?
Yeah.
Oh, good. I don't know what that means, New York Vikings, so my guessing is no. I'm not that because I don't know what that is.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good idea to get a show on public access, but some public access, they just want like little football games and things like that. So.
Yeah, well, we haven't been able to. Hey, Mr. Discount, what's going on? Hey, Ed, what's going on, man? We haven't been able to break through any of those, even local networks.
So Run Just Run. Run has suggestions that you go onto Como News channels, Como News channel, and just start commenting on their news stories.
That's an idea, yeah. So he's going to do that for us? That's cool. Thanks for doing that, commenting on my news stories, on their news stories. You know, I just read a report from iReport. CNN has an iReport. That's another option. Yes, Ed?
Now you see why there's no housing. I mean, you had a good idea about that Kmart building you mentioned about in your area.
Yeah, I know.
Maybe that person that was called in from California should contact the Housing and Urban Authority with that idea.
Well, I'm not going to go a damn thing about it. Somebody needs to, either you or me, one of the two.
Okay, we have.
You can do it.
You could do it too. Any one of you. We've got the Grim Reaper on. He's going to be talking briefly about the future of mankind. Grim Reaper, exactly how long does the human race have to live?
Oh, thanks a lot, the Grim Reaper. I like that.
Well, I like the hoodie. It looks good on you.
Yeah, it looks very good. So good. I want to be like you. Can I be you for just a minute?
Yes. It's a
I gotta be you.
Call service.
The reason I got the hoodie on because it's kind of chilly nippy, so I got to try to keep my head warm.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks good.
Well, that's cool. I'm glad you're warm. That's, by the way, our Stream Up video, folks. Anybody who can come into Stream Up if they want. You know, I found a pack of cigarettes the other day on the road, and I thought I'm going to need those for my broken St. Obama's video.
So New York Viking, we have a website called America's Third Party, all spelled out, all one word, americasthirdparty.com.
Just take the tobacco out. Something else.
And that's the platform that we're running on.
Camera. It takes up to 12 feeds. If you have the ability to go on, you could participate in our show like Ed does.
I'd like to ask you a question, Dave.
Yeah, go ahead. What's your question? Yes, Ed. What's your question, Ed?
What was that remark that Marty said on the phone when you hung up on it back to catch it? I'm just curious. You know,
Yeah, no, I inadvertently I'd be repeating it if I told you what the remark was. So I really don't want to repeat anything he said because it wasn't worth mentioning. But thanks anyway. You can't hear him? Okay, well, you can't always hear what he says because his volume is from another computer. Let me raise his volume. There you go.
If he's coming for Rodney, nothing is really worth mentioning.
Well, I'm learning that more and more. People are saying, David, don't have Rodney on your show because he's so destructive. And I agree. It's just not fair. He's not moving forward for a common goal. We've got a lot of people in our room that agree. I don't have a white agenda and I'm not a racist. That's a lie. I've never said a racial slur in my life, and I have great respect for people of all colors. It just so happens I respect my freedom of speech more than anything.
About that housing
Yeah.
website.
Yeah, the housing question.
Where $78 billion tax money went to.
Yeah, totally.
People can't
You know,
apply for housing.
I think wait, you have us on a different stream or something. We're getting a lot of feedback.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of bounce back from your feed. Could you turn us down in the background? You turn your volume down.
Yeah, that's much better.
That's much better. Thank you.
Much better.
I'm trying to see if I can fix it.
That's a little bit better, yeah.
See if I can fix it.
Ed is, yeah, well, I'm going to put you on hold because it's just so disturbing. Ed is ruining the show, according to guest 45774565798. I do not hate black people. I actually am very, very fond of integration. I want people to integrate. So I'm going to ban you for saying that. Yeah, I think perma-banning would be appropriate. Yeah.
Okay.
This is my room. Yeah, this is my show, and I guess I can talk for a little bit, but I need a cup of coffee, so maybe.
Well, it's the last 15 minutes of the show, so.
Yeah.
Okay. I need to just.
Well, I dated a black woman before I met Sarah. It's not like a big deal for me. No, you don't have to hang at all. I just have to get a drink of. Did you open up that chocolate milk?
No, not yet.
I'll crack it open. I'll have some of that. That'll get me some energy for the rest of the show. Yeah, I feel good. I don't have Ebola or anything. No symptoms whatsoever.
Team. What? Oh, more of this. What? What? A Linux gamer? I'm confused. Link you to the stream up room? Is that what you're saying? 596. You think you got the sound fixed? Okay, I'll turn your audio on. Okay, let's test it. Yeah, that's much better. Thank you very much for doing so. No, I'm very happy. We don't play. The only thing I play is on the Xbox 360. I suppose I could play computer games as well, but I don't play any other games because I'm not going to go spend money on another console. Yeah, I probably do need to go take a nap. I mean, go to bed, something like that. Hey, Laura. Yeah, exactly. I don't care who David dated before or who I dated before. How's America supposed to know who you are when we sit here and talk to the same 100 people every night? Well, you're supposed to go out and tell the people that you know in real life. Do you know anyone in real life, or do you just know me here? You want to live with David 4577? Okay. I'll let him know that. Okay, 7486. Well, why don't you tell him to come in and watch it as a parody then, as entertainment, the same way that you watch it. You could tell him that. I'm shy in real life, but I talk a lot on the internet. I'm not that shy in real life. I'm a little bit shy in real life. It's true. I mean, I don't go up and say hi to every single person I meet on the street.
Excuse me, Sarah?
Yeah, go ahead.
I have a link for you about the Seattle, Washington Housing Authority. If you go to the link that I put in the chat,
yes,
on the right side, their waiting list is closed as well.
Is it a federal waiting list is closed or something else?
Yeah, there's a lot of closed lists for people with housing. vouchers.
In Seattle, Washington, their waiting list is close as well.
Everybody's got
Right
no housing. I know, you're right. Seattle housing has a waiting list that's closed as well.
And it's in your, and it's not too far from your area, David.
I'm sure Sarah's parents would not mind if I had dated a black person before I met Sarah. I don't think it bothered that at all. We're all integrationists here. And people perceive me as a racist because I did a parody of Barack Obama. Well, I support freedom of speech and my right to criticize the president. And I believe that I'm trying to save this nation doing it. People that want to perceive it as racist can do whatever they want, but I have the right to parody the president in a nation that has free speech. You're running for president too? Wow. Thanks, Sarah, for coming in, and appreciate your time in the show.
Good night. I'll see you tomorrow.
You're absolutely right, David. You do have a right to impersonate the Obama-tard.
That's right. I get to impersonate the Obama-tard. So we've got Ed's head in the show. So you're putting your brain to work here, Ed. And we're able to hear you pretty well, which is great because the past couple days we weren't. So this is good. I have a bow tie. I can wear that. When I get my new teeth, I'll wear a bow tie.
My brain to work. What does that supposed to mean? My brain is always on the
No, I did not mean to in any way disparage you. Sorry, I didn't mean to show any disrespect. Yeah, I'm tired of anyone attacking Barack Obama's policies is called a racist, and I'm tired of that too.
Hey, how about bringing the view in closer rather than my head, please?
I'm unable to do that. I haven't really explained that to you, but all I can do is bring you into this close. I haven't been able to adjust the screen yet on StreamUp, so that's as good as I can get. Unless you hold your head up higher, I can't really show you.
That's fine.
I have a catchphrase. Yeah,
that's good. That's good.
It's now is the time for Sponheim.
I can't hold my head up any higher. I don't have a long neck.
We need a better one though. Maybe you can help work on that for us. Hey, yeah, it's time for Sponheim. People back in 2008 said nobody's going to vote for you. You have a weird name. This is while they were electing Barack Obama. So I'm not a typical tree-hugging, guilty of being white, liberal, hippie douche, Regin Coops. I actually would be perceived as a person not afraid of anyone accusing me of being a racist because I protect freedom of speech. I'm actually one of those people a former Democrat who will go way out on a limb to stand up for your rights to bear arms, to avoid anyone breaking into your privacy, like the NSA. I mean, I'm the guy standing up for your personal freedom, so don't be calling me that stuff. But I do care about the environment, admittedly. Yeah, exactly, Richard Einstein. You know, Obama is the first person that actually used the R word, racist word.
You know something, David? I hate to be the bearer of the bad news to say this.
Yeah.
But people that are homeless, wherever city or state they're in, they might as well just stay on the street rather than plan, because if they go to a housing authority, applications are not going to be accepted.
Yeah, you're right. Plus, if they get close to people, they're going to get the disease, right? So, yeah, I haven't tried the Carolinas yet, but we're thinking of making a run for another state because Washington is so liberal that they look at what I did, the blackface video, as a racist thing, and they don't even understand freedom of speech. They're so far off the edge. They used to call this area the Little Soviet Union. And there's a reason for that.
Ran a race in Arizona, Mr.
Go back in time with Sponheim. Okay.
You do independent in
Thanks,
Arizona.
Ted.
There's no filing fee.
Yeah, you can do no filing fee in Arizona, which is nice. In our state, it cost me $440. A giraffe brain wants a 24-hour telethon. It cost me $440 or $420.06 to apply to run in the primary.
How much you say?
$420.06 because the salary of the state house representatives that I was running for is $42,400 or something. So that basically was my filing fee is 1% of the salary of that employee. And I think that's a poll tax. I think that's a ridiculous poll tax.
For a state office.
Yeah.
There's the downfall. I see what you're saying.
Well, no, anybody can run for president as a write-in candidate. I'm paying nothing to do that. But if you want to get on the ballot in the state of Washington, you have to pay 1% of the salary. For instance, if I were to run officially against Rick Larson, the guy who is the U.S. House of Representatives here, I actually will end up paying about $1,750, 1% of his salary. He makes $175,000 or something near there. Anyway, our Congress is bought off. That's my campaign, really. We need a third party. My campaign slogan, we need a third party.
That's highway robbery at its best.
It is. I didn't really want to spend $420 to get smeared by a local newspaper that's run by Canadian government in America. Well, the dirt on Rick Larson, simple enough, is that he doesn't even care about the 27 million marine mammals that are going to die as a result of all this Navy testing. Sonar, torpedoes, cluster bombs, flights, noise pollution, you name it. Well, his position is $170,000 plus per year, and I have to pay $1,700 and some odd dollars to run against him in 2016, while I'm running for president in 2016 in other states, because I can't run for president and U.S. House in the same state here in Washington. I'm not going to really be able to break through this wall of two-party voodoo that we've seen in America, and the real challenge is, can I expose their corruption to the American people through these venues like Blog TV or like Vaughn, like all the different venues we've been doing for some time. Mayor Sponheim. The Canadian newspaper is called the Whitby News Times. Right. We ran that article in the Natural News Times. We just profiled it. Natural News Times talked about how a doctor is trying to send colloidal silver.
Should I make my way up to Olympia, Washington, and deal with that Rick Larson clown? Save you the trouble.
No, you really don't have to waste your time. That's the problem. It's beyond us. NBC's Dr. Nancy Snyderman, we present zero to minimal risk. The freelance NBC News cameraman who was diagnosed in Liberia with the Ebola virus was taken to the clinic very early on, and the other members of the reporting team have been taken in. Very little risk. Yeah, we'll see how serious martial law will be when the crap hits the fan and the Ebola zombie apocalypse happens. Thanks, Doris. Yeah, we all saw that movie recently with Brad Pitt, right? That's a pretty good movie. Forget the name of it.
David, I do not apply for Section 8 housing. Now, you see the reason why? Because you got to be on the wait list for years, or either they're not accepted.
Yeah, I know. I saw that. Thanks for telling me. World War Z. World War Z is the name of the movie. If you haven't seen it, it's on Netflix. Hello, caller. What's your question? Hello. That's Ed. He's calling in on StreamUp right now. We're running a separate show through another venue. People can call in and talk to us directly in our show, and they can talk to us on the phone too. Yeah, World War Z. I like the movie. That was an amazing animation and character of all the special effects were amazingly realistic. Of literally rabid, zombie-like people literally biting everybody and taking them over. It's one of the best movies that depicts that. Not that I want to remind you how horrible the situation is with Ebola. Well, it's Obama calling Dave. It had a PG-13 rating, I know. Yeah, stay home, Ed. You're the Grim Reaper tonight, though. Thanks for coming in and filling in for our pre-Halloween show as the Grim Reaper. Yeah, the contagion is far more real than a movie, right? Yeah, TV. Well, many people thought I was really over the top when I said we should carpet bomb Liberia, but some people agreed with me. Some people called me a monster. I'm trying to save the American people from a terrible outbreak. Of course I wouldn't do such a thing. If I used other methods like Obama could have used, a shutdown of flights from Liberia into the U.S., and I'm surprised he hasn't done that. 28 Days Later is the best Walking Dead movie ever. Okay, I'll look that up. 28 Days Later, okay. I'll check and see if it's on Netflix. I don't rent anything. I basically watch video on demand through Netflix and Amazon Prime. Yeah, Wintard, we were wondering, are you still with the same guy? Doris wants to know. Is really good, Luca? Okay. Okay, I can't wait. All right, well, I guess I'm going to be saying later on to the show, because tomorrow is our Freedom Friday show. Yes, go ahead.
I wasn't feeling it for the Green Reaper. I was actually taking over for Rodney.
You know, frankly, you're a lot better than Rodney, Ed. You really are. You're decent. You know, you're not mean. You don't have that deep-seated vitriol that he seems to have. He has this kind of a mean-spiritedness. I don't know what it is, but he's not good for really a growing party. And we are a growing party. This is really happening. I really appreciate all of you people for coming in and participating in the show. Getting ideas out there, making it real.
He has that neat demeanor about himself.
Yeah, there's something about him that just doesn't seem pleasant. Tonight's going to be Technology Thursday. We're going to do a retro of defense technologies that are going to be deployed. This is the F-22 that just recently was used for the first time in battle. If you call attacking Syria a battle, I don't really do.
Smart, but he is rude. How can you be rude and smart at the same time? Makes no sense.
I guess I'm one of the same. Hey, thanks for coming in. Appreciate it, Ed. I'll talk to you later. Have a good night, man. Okay, we're leaving StreamUp and saying goodbye to that and bringing on the F-22. Yeah, they have 187 of these things in our arsenal, and we've only used one recently. You have a few real questions, Wisdom Vendor, trying to call in? Well, the number has been available, 707 your ATP. Keep that as reference, alphanumeric conversion. Use the letters of the alphabet on your telephone dialing pad. Yeah, I'm just as worried as you are, and I don't want to play videos about Ebola tonight because I know you all know the protocol. We all have to just be careful and avoid the reality of something terrible happening. But there are things people are doing to prepare for the potential for the spread of this disease. Some of them are building underground bomb shelters. All right. Well, you definitely need a bug out bag, something in your car that will help protect you or your family in the event of a disaster. Do whatever you can to prepare for the future. But while I talk about preparing, bear in mind there's a lot of future ahead of us. People have the ability of developing nuclear fusion in their basement. I'm going to show you a video of a guy who's developing nuclear fusion in his basement. And I'm going to first off show you a movie of a bomb shelter built right near here, underground. Took the guy 30 years to build it. And he managed to do a fantastic job. Ended up dying. He never used it, but somebody who bought it benefited from it. Pretty cool. You got it? All right, everyone. Thanks for coming in. We'll be back tomorrow night with Freedom Friday. Our gaming show starts at 4. If you follow us at Twitter, we're at Third Party, and we will go ahead and get you guys, show you one of the coolest video gaming shows on the internet, because I am experimenting like you are, but I'm getting really good at some of these games. Tomorrow is Call of Duty Black Ops. Take care.
This is the story of a home with 7 stories.
This is an average split level from the 70s, and nothing special, just regular old house.
Just like any other home in Blaine, Washington, it has an entryway, bedrooms, heck, it even has